Welcome back to Savage Worlds Rifts. Uh, the case of the ghost stage, the the search for the unknowable truth.
And since
Um,
Jordo, you didn't give me a name for this episode, I called it
yes,
a Psi-Sword cuts to the chase.
yes, indeed. That's yes, indeed. That's a good one. Um, so when we last left our intrepid heroes, they had done most of the finalization of their plans to chase down and stop a what had been rumored to be a ghost stage, but what they have discovered is a fairly high-tech hover cart that has an advanced shield and a fairly dangerous complement of bodyguards against those who would deign to get close.
Mm-hmm.
So the team made some plans. Barrett's Fish was left largely in charge due to his brother not being much of a tactical leader himself, and Mr. Royal preferring to, well, keep his hands out of any sort of cookie jars. He has other things to do. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I need to make sure I change the day. This will be the following. It will actually be 3 days later when you actually get the it's next scheduled to come by.
Plenty of time to get things set up.
Yeah, so it will be the 29th when you actually get the things set up. You guys are all on the overmap chase. Yep. There would be one instance on the 28th, the day before, where there would be one of those random, unexpected, unscheduled trips. But it would happen sort of during the night when no one is out there working.
Oh, that's good.
So it essentially would have just traveled along the path and not really done anything, since there was really no one there. But you got some good readings due to some of the sensors being placed a little bit closer. And the technicians are able to discover that the field, they think that the energy field is some sort of like matter energy conversion and kind of reverse cascade type field. So it essentially, like, every time it's hit, it essentially loses a bit of its strength, but uses the energy that it took to kind of like that. It essentially loses a bit of its strength, but rebounds the attack at greater force, essentially. So you shoot a bullet at it, and the bullet will like hit the field. The field will get a little bit weaker, but then the bullet will fly back at greater speed than it was fired.
Gotta hammer it all at once.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least that's how they are theorizing that it functions. They don't have a lot of time to make any plans because that's it's the day before. Make any adjustments. But it is something to consider. It does seem like it's probably the guy that tried to jump on probably just bounced right off with greater force than he was trying to jump on. And the same thing with the magnetic limpet mine. Almost certainly just bounced right off. And so
well, hopefully they're not prepared for a intangible creature coming right through that field. So,
and also, like, as far as midnight is concerned, you you would guess that you could probably touch the field, but the precision you would have to use to to touch it as gently as possible. It would still be a touch attack to touch the field, but you're not going to get the +2 touch bonus. It's sort of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
It like if you touch it too hard, it would maybe like just break your fingers. Like, but you think at least from the way you understand how it works, the field itself should conduct energy, and as such, you would potentially be able to drain through the shield.
So yeah, be gentle.
Otherwise, if you bombard it enough and the shots, bombarded enough at range, you could potentially just slowly whittle it down, because every shot, from what they think, with their collective, technological analysis, they think that every time it gets hit, it basically, it loses a little bit of power to do the rebound. Obviously, it would probably recharge after a given amount of time, but the power requirements are just out of this world.
Yeah. Well, I sit down. Well, maybe not sit down, but get to midnight, set aside, know it's kind of dangerous to go up there touching that thing, but the power is yours.
Well, no pressure, I suppose.
And
Come back.
other than that, you would one of you guys, let me just roll a d4. Let's just say it's Spike, because Spike's unlucky. Spike's unlucky and Spike doesn't necessarily care. So Spike will see Mr. Royal talking to your robot pilot and your 2 technicians kind of off to the side.
Yeah.
At some point, and they like, it wouldn't be like anything like, they wouldn't be like furtively looking around or anything, but they would definitely be talking in hushed tones kind of off to the side. You wouldn't hear what they had to say, but you would definitely see them talking.
Gotcha.
I would be basically like kind of the night before, like probably after the kind of the mini briefing about the random.
I'm going to do a smart test to see if I think it's worth mentioning to anybody else.
Yeah.
Cool. If you succeed, you're going to mention it. If you don't, you're not going to.
Yep.
What?
I will not be mentioning it. That is
Okay.
one. Rolled a 1 on my smarts test. So. These humans come up with things. What are you going to do?
Humans do talk to one another. I mean, they do from time to time.
Exactly.
So you guys are the night before the battle, kind of before the chase. Junaluska would come talk to Buried's Fish and ask that, like, kind of like try to quietly get you to gather your people, like the ones that you trust.
Okay.
And just like have a quick chat. But keep it kind of like low profile. Did
we lose somebody? Oh boy.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. How far did I get?
I didn't really miss
quick
much.
chat.
Just go back a couple sentences. You should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, Junaluska would find you kind of off to the side and just kind of quietly be like, kind of keep it quiet, but like, see if you can gather, your people that you trust, and like, we need to talk.
Okay. We'll just get the core group together. The player characters.
Alrighty.
So, you know what? Why don't you guys all make like stealth rolls?
Oh, goody.
Or it's either stealth or persuasion. Stealth if you're just trying to kind of like slink off from wherever you are, or persuasion if you're trying to extricate yourself from a conversation. Whichever one you think would be more relevant.
So definitely stealth for me.
Okay. Well, I will.
Now, I will say,
I just have to go. I just gotta go
but...
relieve myself. Persuasion.
Yep.
Yeah,
Barry's fish has got to have a piss. High Noon is obviously off to fly and sing somewhere, preferably somewhere else.
I believe I have a negative in persuasion, so and they're both D4s, so I guess I'll sneak away. No, I won't.
I would probably not be even conversating with any of the people here.
Yeah, I mean, Mary, you are kind of young, and I mean, most of the magicians, like, the Shifter seems like the most friendly of the bunch, and that's even more so.
Ironically enough.
Yeah. But, so yeah, whichever. And Spike, you're in an area where cactuses are relevant and common, so you're going to get +2 to that. So you're
well, hooray! I succeeded.
Where there are cactuses everywhere, so we're gonna. You're not sure if you get away, but we know you got away. So yeah, none of you seem to really notice anyone kind of following you. And Junaluska says he looks like he's like kind of like he's really conflicted because he looks really angry, but he also looks very thoughtful. And he just says, I don't know how much Mr. Royal knows. He's just here to administrate, but you're all expendable. Keep that in mind tomorrow. And then he just leaves.
Huh. I kind of have yeah, okay, whatever. Like, look at my face. I don't want to say anything.
I mean, we already kind of figured that, but that was nice of him, I guess.
I just can't believe he'd tell a king that he's dispensable.
Exactly. This is the first time that I kind of like always giving you a hard time a little bit about calling me king or whatever. But this time I'm like totally on board with, yeah, you're right.
So yeah, but yeah, you like Buried Fish having had a conversation with him before, you would guess that regardless of the outcome of this, someone is probably going to ambush you. Because you were able to sort of convince him to sort of be a little bit more, on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
With your huge persuasion that you used your conviction unnecessarily, but it was still badass and it made it even better.
Mm-hmm.
So you would guess that, like, from what he said, Mr. Royal probably doesn't have any sort of like plans to backstab you, but someone does. And it's probably someone that is, there because he wanted to kind of keep it on the down low.
Yep. So trust no one, well, except for us, but trust no one else, especially my brother.
Yeah.
Well, he's like the kind of guy that wouldn't stab us in the back; he'd just stab us in the face.
Probably.
I mean, Junaluska, yeah. Junaluska would definitely not, like, he would probably revel in stabbing you in the face so much that he wouldn't, like, dare stab you in the back.
Now, before I rolled that 23 last week, and maybe he would stab us in the back, but now at least he's going to
he would maybe stab you in the back, but he wouldn't feel good about it because he still has a code of honor. Like, he's lawful evil, like,
basically.
He's actually in Rifts, I believe he's aberrant would be his.
Yeah, I think
it's aberrant. But So you guys, your night is probably not all that restful, knowing that, not only are you going to be facing death in the form of, giant robots, but you're also, your own allies potentially. Who knows? And are you going to mention that to your support crew and your pilots?
Yes, I would definitely get them together. It's our own little meeting before we join the rest of them in the morning. Prepare them for that. I won't let them.
Yeah,
I don't tell them that before they sleep.
Martina would.
I don't want to worry them while they sleep.
Yeah.
I'll tell them in the morning.
Yeah. And when you say that, Martina would kind of narrow her eyes and look over at Oscar and say, "Royal told us the same." Okay. And she said that we have a few back doors planned.
Good dude.
And Oscar says, "Yes. Most people have an explosive entrance. I believe our exit will be even more explosive." And chuckles.
I'm going to pick a couple of emergency evacuation rendezvous points somewhere.
Sure.
Like an A and a B and a C.
Sure.
Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie.
Why don't you make a battle roll? You'll have one, and every success and raise on your battle roll will have just an additional rendezvous point. How's that sound?
Okay. So I can call them out.
You'll have one that's pretty simple to find, but yeah. So you'll have two. You'll have two. One that's pretty general, and another that's a little bit more kind of out of the way.
All right, I got an Alpha and a Bravo evac point. If things are going bad or too many people are betraying us, we're just going to abandon this whole thing and try to everybody regroup at one of those places. Because we don't know whose side who's going to be on at this point, so we got to have our nope, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that both Junaluska and Royal have told you that you're expendable, but have both more or less said, they don't seem to be in on it, that kind of almost makes you more suspicious of both of them.
Yeah.
So Alpha and Bravo evacuation points. And Oscar seems like he wants to tell you a whole lot, but Martina seems like, it's probably better if we just tell you what you need to know as is necessary. She's kind of the same opinion that you are. Like, the less things you have to worry about, the better you can focus on what's at hand.
Yeah.
Erica, your robot pilot, she is going to be, again, in the robot far to the south. She's going to be kind of near where the Mystic team is, but due to the revelations that everyone's kind of expendable, she would have come up with an excuse to be a little bit further away from them.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And Oscar is going to surreptitiously place some things to dissuade them from attacking if necessary. Let me make sure I've got
all your sheets pulled up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to need that many sheets to start with. I do have the Chase reference chart, so
gotta have that handy.
And do you have one of those? Like, that's a good one to have. That way you don't have to go to all the pages. I should share that maybe.
Maybe I could probably download it, but I got my core rule book here, close enough, ready to go.
Yeah, I will share it with the rest though, just in case. Go to Drive. File upload. That is desktop. Trade.
Woo! It's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
So.
Because the chases are pretty good. Chases are.
Oh, good time. Plenty of fun actions we can take in the maneuvers section.
Chase reference. Yes, here we go. Come on, guy. Chase reference. Cool.
Should get that as a a handout in Roll 20 here at some point, but.
Where'd it go? Is it?
Can we make one?
Oh, no, here. Okay. Here it is. I had already actually uploaded it.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah, because we had one. We had a chase before.
Yeah, we didn't have a handout for it though before.
Before we did.
Maybe we already shared it.
I mean, we've done them before. I mean, we've done chases before. I don't think we've actually done chases in Suede though.
Yeah, maybe not.
Here, I shared on Drive. You don't necessarily have to bring it up. It's also in the book, but this literally just has everything on 2 pages that you need for a chase. So the first thing we're gonna do is to prepare. We're gonna break all participants into groups that will maneuver together. So right now we have BEF and Spike as one group. Midnight is also an individual group. If you want, you could take Alfriok with you. He has roughly the same flight and pace if you want an extra flyer with you.
Well, sure, why not? Might as well have some help.
Mary, I'm assuming you will be riding with someone in a speeder or something nearby, or are you just going to be totally away from the fight and just kind of like observing from a distance?
Zombies.
Because I mean, yeah, you can essentially raise your zombies and then more or less leave.
Yeah.
Oscar would easily be able to provide a basic one-way receiver that would essentially have a tiny speaker on each of their bodies, so you could tell them what to do. So it's up to you. I mean, they could provide you with a speeder, but it would probably be driven by one of the power armor, the capture team people.
Nah, I think I'll just stay away from the fighting.
Okay. Well, we'll have you stay at the robot. You'll just stay with the robot.
Yep.
You'll have really good communications, and you can help them do things if necessary. Okay. There will be the combat mages. The mystics are going to go on the same as the robots because they're in the same location, and we can kind of like limit the number of things there are. There will be the car. So I am going to put out a buried fish, and if it becomes necessary, I will put out a spike once he separates off into his own little nodule. I will put out a midnight. I will put out a Mary, and Mary will just be the location of a lot of the off-site support team. Minions. I will have one mage team because they'll essentially like when you get past one, you'll go to the other. So we'll just have one mage team. The mystic team will go with Mary, but I will bring out its token just so that it's there. Mary and the robots, they'll be far to the south here. Buried fish wanted to be about there. Midnight, I'm just going to kind of put you down here where you're you can move yourself kind of where you want. Each of these squares is about a mile.
Oh, okay.
And I think your flight speed is around 45 miles an hour ish. If I did the math right on just normal pace to flight, I believe 12 with a D6 running die is about 45 miles. Let's see, I don't. Is anybody else? Oh yeah, and I'll need obviously the.
If we get as far as the shifter.
Yeah, and then if you get as far as the shifter, yeah, the ghost stage. Ooh, that's just.
Yeah, you can shrink that down to the grid size. There's the ghost stage.
Let's see. We'll get it all back there. You'll see it coming. And it doesn't always. And one thing you would have found out through your recon, it doesn't actually always appear, like the place where the sort of the trail begins and ends isn't always exactly in the same spot.
Yeah.
There's kind of a variance where it is, but this area is always like between the two. Junaluska will be. You know what? Junaluska's gonna ride a horse with you. He's gonna.
Oh, great.
He's gonna ride a robot horse with you. So he will actually be part of your group until it's necessary for him to break off. BEF Spike and Junaluska. Stage. And if and when the robots show up, they will have their own location. Okay, cool. I think that's everybody we need. So we'll bring these guys up. We don't need the turn order quite yet. So we have separated everyone into groups that will maneuver together. We shuffle an extra deck of action cards and deal them out in a row on the table.
And one card will be 1 mile probably. Maybe a half mile.
We're actually gonna do some fairly close increments. I mean, because while you're
it will just move the whole thing along as we go.
Yeah, the entire chase is going to go through several steps. I'm probably going to have like 3 or 4 stages of the chase.
Okay.
I think is maybe the way I'm going to, so I think that the range increments are going to be, I think they're going to be 10 inches for each card difference. So you'll have to be on the same card to do a quote unquote melee attack. But every card difference will just be 10 inches. Because this will it'll kind of travel, and depending upon how people get bumped, I think. Again, I haven't. Again, all plans kind of hit a certain wall. So I'm not sure. Again, I've been doing most of this just sort of by myself, just trying to figure out how it all works. So I'm going to deal out 9 cards from the chase deck.
Yeah, you're going to always keep adding them onto the end as we move forward, and take them off the back when it doesn't matter anymore.
So first card is a Joker.
Well, since we're going right to left on the map, do you want to have them go the cards go that way too?
Sure, we can do that.
I think that would help.
Let me. I was just going to do it that way because I was going to. But yeah, you're right. Let me. And in a lot of cases, where you are on the order is going to depend on how you decide to join the chase.
Yeah.
Because to start with, Barrick's Fish is going to be probably ahead of it because he is going to be leading it. But others might, like Skidmark, she will not be. She's going to come behind no matter what.
Yep.
Three, 6. Lots of clubs out there.
Yeah.
But those don't matter anywhere. Those don't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter as much.
Unless you also draw a club for your action, and you're on that club, it's even worse.
So we've got 9 cards. So, like I said, each card is going to be essentially a 10-inch increment. So if both of you are on the Joker, then you can do a melee attack. If like it is on the Joker and you're on the 10, there's 10 inches between you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on the Queen, there's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, etc. You would know from your reconnaissance that the giant robots' range increments are pretty big because it's vehicular weapons, but
yeah,
mostly everything else is kind of, in there.
Luckily, this thing kind of does curve a little bit, and there's maybe a few tiny pieces of cover in the middle of the canyon, but not much, so those long-range weapons could be a problem.
So what's going to happen is we're essentially going to... we're probably going to run through several rounds of this chase, kind of. So what's going to happen is it's going to hit the EMP. We're going to see how that works. And then based on how close Buried's Fish is, it's going to activate its various countermeasures. I.e., the shield and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will start the chase with you on the Queen and it on the Joker.
Sounds good.
And cool. Midnight, since you're flying, you kind of are at your leisure to enter more or less where you want to enter, but you'll still have to make a maneuverability roll. Otherwise, you'll have a little bit of skew.
Sure.
If you are on a horse, you're going to have to roll basically riding. For your maneuvering in a vehicle, you have to roll piloting. And, if you're using natural flight or running, it's athletics.
Yep.
So we will put out... So now I have to... So I think now I draw cards out to everybody.
Uh-huh. Everybody's going to be involved in this part of the chase anyway. If they're not in, then they don't get cards yet. So
are you hopping in right away, Midnight?
No, I'll wait around.
You'll wait for you. Okay. So we will just have Buried's Fish and
the ghost stage, probably.
The ghost stage, and depending upon how close you get, are you going to probably stay at least a half mile? Are you going to stay far enough ahead that it doesn't start popping out robots?
At first, yeah, I'm going to try to stay out of that range. But we're going to see what... I'm going to have to get closer than that once I need to actually try to drop Spike in. But we don't know when that's going to happen yet.
Okay. And then, so the ghost stage will also have a turn. And that's what we will do for... And then we will also have the Mystics, because they have things planned.
Oh, boy. Let's stay away from the clubs. No clubs, please.
Okay. So, how we're going to do this is very suspicious.
I am saying yeehaw an irritating amount of times.
Yeah. We're probably not moving quite yet. We're, deciding when we're going to jump out and stay ahead.
That's what makes it even more irritating.
Yeah, we haven't even started moving. You're like, yeehaw!
It's just in your head. So
yeah.
Eventually you can tell me to shut up, and I will, and I won't care, but...
if you're excited...
You know what? Actually, for this part, we're going to have each of these cards be 100.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's better, because otherwise it's going to be popping out robots at you immediately.
Yeah, if it detects me, that is. I'm not trying to be obvious yet.
Yes, basically once you get to the ace, it's close enough it might turn on its shield. And then the 8 is where it would speed up. The jack is where it would pop out little guys, and the club is where it would pop out. No, it's actually one further than that, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not close enough yet, and you're not taking any sort of aggressive action. So it is going to...
Basically trying to hide until we're ready to actually start galloping. then it's going to be impossible to hide.
He's not as fast as you. He's not faster than you, so it's going to. Where is it? There it is. It's just going to pilot.
I mean, before we actually it even sees me, is it even worth like doing chase stuff yet?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I mean it's going to be traveling towards you as quickly as possible, regardless of what's going on. So
you might not need to make rolls until
if it gets within range and it sees you as a threat,
then you can start making piloting rolls or whatever.
Yeah. So it is going to increase one chase card. And it is going to do notice roll. And then it is going to sun. Does not activate its shield.
Which
so
card
you
is
can,
the
as a
EMP?
free action, you can drop. Go ahead.
What card's the EMP on?
The EMP is going to be on the. Let's see, the EMP is probably going to be on the diamond. Yeah, EMP is going to be on the diamond.
Yeah, I'm basically going to hide until that. I don't want to get involved until.
So you can actually just make. You can hold steady as a free action.
Yeah.
You can evade if you want to as a free action or action. All you really do is just sort of zigzagging. But if you don't want to actually take an action, you can just sort of.
I imagine we're on a horse behind some rock outcropping, waiting for the EMP to go off.
Yeah.
Not even moving.
Well, and the way that the chase is working, like this is kind of in, like, you're still moving at speed. Otherwise, you're dropping back.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be moving now. Like.
Okay, well then, like, okay.
I'm hiding
that's
behind
how the chase works.
Yeah.
Everything's
well, that's
moving.
why I say we probably shouldn't start
chase.
this chase until we're actually moving, because I'm not moving. They don't even know we're here yet. So until I'm actually chasing, I don't think it's even more. I shouldn't even be making rolls or anything. They're just moving.
Okay, well then he's gonna blow past you. I mean, he's gonna blow past you. You have to be going at speed, otherwise he's like, it's like you have to get out ahead of him. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get up to speed fast enough to be in front of him.
Well, I'm still like a mile and a half away from him.
Well, there's like what? But I guess what are you hiding behind? Because there is no cover. It's a salt flat essentially. Like that is it. It is an ash. It's an ash flat. Like there is no cover. Unless you're up sort of on the rise, which is either side. Yeah. I mean, there's no.
I guess
no
you've very confused me about where we're at, because where I'm seeing things is in this scenario the ghost train stage is over here, and I'm like 3 miles away over here waiting for it to pass the EMP before this chase even starts. So I don't know how I'm involved in this, as I'm not over here where he's at yet.
Okay, well then we'll just restart the whole thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably what you need to do is see if the EMP works, and then we start the chase. When it's close enough for us to actually be involved.
So what is?
I like that plan. Like we have to roll, see how effective the EMP is, and then.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna do that. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So I mean, if there's not like any rock outcomes in this valley at all, then I'd just be up against the edge of it, just trying to not move. So
well, I mean, it's like when I say it's a valley, I mean like as a valley, like it is. There's no like. It looks like someone took like like a tidal wave that was several miles wide and just blasted out this whole area.
Yeah.
Like when I say it's a salt flat, it's like flat from probably here to here. Fully flat. Like, not until where like Mary is and the Mystics are, is there any sort of like rise. And more or less like the only thing that's ever been seen, like you saw like wreckage in the valley, but that gets picked clean pretty.
Yeah.
So it is like just flat.
Is there tall grass or anything like that?
No grass, nothing.
All right, so we're
literally nothing.
Okay, so we're just not moving, and wearing camouflage clothing.
You would know that it doesn't, like, it's definitely passed by locals before with no,
Right, so just
it
not.
didn't bother them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will. So
just stand there, not moving until we're ready to. What I need to start getting up to speed. Some point after the EMP either works or doesn't.
Yes. So this is size 5. Yes. All right, the first EMP goes off and it does not flash. I'm sorry, I had his vigor hidden. He's basically, the vehicle's making a vigor roll.
Mm-hmm.
It got it succeeded against whatever the EMP did. But you see it go off. And it creates kind of like a localized lightning storm that kind of cascades, one after another. Seems like they set them up in a line along its path of travel. And it is going to activate its shields when that happens. It does have a threat. That is a threat it considers. And then, then it's probably into a chase.
I'm just a local. I'm not doing anything until I'm ready to move out in front of it. So I mean, another 30 seconds or whatever to go another mile or two, and then
and then you're getting out in front of it, kind of. So if you're gonna, we're gonna add 2 more cards.
So, I mean, if these are gonna be 100, I probably want to just act like I'm just a local, not attacking or anything until, I can get like 50 feet in front of it and, or whatever I need to get into speed there, No,
that's cool. Yeah. So we'll put you there. We will, we've still got those 3 going. We will deal cards to turn order items.
And I'm pretending to be just a cactus with a cowboy hat sitting on the back of the horse. Blending in with my surroundings.
The go stage will piloting to advance. Oh, that's not supposed to be a -3, but it's still only going to be a basic success. So he will move 1 card forward. Buried fish, are you just like, you can drop back, maybe make a piloting roll to act casual, or like a riding roll to act casual if you would like to kind of like slowly.
Yeah, no, because I'm just some guy on a horse. We're just riding through the valley, and there's this fast-moving vehicle, so we're just like trying to stay out of its way.
Yep, in a linear chase. You may drop back 1 or 2 chase cards without making a maneuvering roll. The only real difference is, the only real limit is after that you can't change position again this turn. But if that's what you want to do, you can drop back 2.
Drop back 2. Yeah, we're just trying to get away from you and out of your way. Nothing to see here.
Doing nothing. Doesn't seem to think you're a threat yet. does not seem to think you're a threat yet. The Mystic team is going to activate. Where you minions? Get over here, minions. Their first trap fails to activate properly.
Nice. Nice rolling.
But you definitely buried fish and Spike kind of looking back, you would see some like roots kind of like reach up from the ground, but like the downwash of the hover just kind of like pushes them down, and they just never really fully emerge.
And get them out fast enough. Not big enough. Or not fast enough.
All right, so buried fish, you've got the king of diamonds. You could drop back again, just for 2 if you would like. Maneuver roll to see how casually you can do it. Oh yeah, super cash.
Nothing to see here.
The Mystic team, clubs. Yeah, the Mystic team is just they're not actually maneuvering, but they're going to be distracted by some. They're off. They can do absolutely nothing this turn. The go stage also is on a clubs. Critical failure on a maneuvering. Okay. Out of control. Critical failure. Must roll on the out of control. Okay, so why don't Mel? Why don't you or Brandon? Why don't you roll 2d6?
Okay. And 2d6 enter. That's 7. Literally.
Right in the middle. That's just normal.
Could not have been more middle.
Yeah. So the something with the terrain and or the piloting causes the vehicle to kind of skid and slide a little bit. Which one's distracted? That one, maybe.
I don't know if you hover over it. It says usually if I've made one for distracted so far. I don't know if I have. I don't think I have a.
We're gonna put Junaluska. We're gonna put Junaluska where the kind of the chase.
Yeah,
is.
I don't think I've made it particularly a distracted one. Oh yeah, it's the squirrel.
It's the squirrel. Gotcha.
Oh, squirrel. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Nice. All
no,
right.
They're too busy wondering, was that actually a trap thing set for us or not? And they're just like looking around and like, what? And not paying attention where they're driving.
All right. So, buried fish, you are going to have to treat that as a critical. Or no, wait a minute. Roll a 1d6. Because you've got a club on a club. 5. The rider suffers fatigue from a bad bounce, a low-hanging obstacle, or overexertion from trying to control your animal.
Does that include me?
No, you're not actually the pilot.
Well, is that just automatically happen, or is there a roll to avoid that?
Complications. Character faces complication of his action card is a club. On his turn, he must make a maneuvering roll as a free action. The suit on his current chase card determines any modifier to the maneuvering roll and the results of a failure. Oh, so it is, yeah. So you will make a maneuvering roll at -2. Sorry, that's.
Yeah, and this is what'll happen if I.
And then that's what would happen if you do it. Yeah.
No problem.
No, you're fine. Whew.
Nice, I say.
So yes. So now you can do your action again.
Okay, so what did we say these cards differences were? 100 at this point? And
roughly 100, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you think the next one, he has upped his shield, but he hasn't really started any sort of evasive maneuvers. So it would seem like he hasn't kind of like kicked into that second stage, but the dropping back to the 8 would put you within range of where you'd potentially start putting the little guys
still
out.
moving to the west. I'm just moving slower, so it's catching up to me. So I'm not actually going towards it.
So you're just going to drop maybe 1 card this time, or are you going to still try to do 2?
I mean, I'm still going to try to drop 2, but I'm just going, maybe going 20 miles an hour instead of my robot horse's like super top speed, so it's catching up to me faster.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see how super cash you can be.
Want me another roll besides the 10?
Yes, and this one won't. This one will have a penalty, but it doesn't.
It'd be a 7 if you have the penalty.
Be a 7. That's still successful. It's at least a basic success there. The ghost stage is also going to have to make a piloting roll at -2, otherwise suffer that terrible effect. But no, actually, including being distracted, it's still okay. It is basically smart enough to not attempt to travel forward and risk a failure. Being distracted and all of that. And at the end of its turn, it's no longer. And then the Mystic team is going to... Okay. The Mystic team is able to get one of their traps to trigger. It is Greater Entangle.
Maybe this is when we send Midnight in. If this works well.
Strength. I'm gonna have to give it a figurative strength here. Okay.
Rough guess.
I'm basing it on its size. I'm basing it on its size, essentially. Yeah. So it's at a -4. No, it totally blasts straight through it.
Now it's not gonna be happy.
It
wasn't a fluke now, probably.
Yes, but it is going to make a science roll.
I'm...
Hold on to your hat, Spike.
Yep. It sees you as a threat, and it immediately engages its evasive maneuvering.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, well, in my head again.
But like deadly serious. Like
that's what it does for now.
Yeah. Who'd we lose?
The Mystic team is going to. The Mystic team doesn't have anything that they can do right now. Buried's fish. They're actually going to be out of the. They blew their load. Buried's fish. It appears to have engaged evasive maneuvers, but it doesn't appear to have popped out any robots yet. It seems to be traveling the same direction towards you, but it kind of looks like it's kind of making a little bit of kind of like a looping arc kind of around you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in its way, it's kind of slightly moving so it can go around.
Okay. All right. Well, we're only going to drop back probably 1 this time. So I don't make too much of it obvious. I'm still trying to stay in front of it so that we can drop Spike in. So I'm going to be extra careful and only drop back 1. But I'm still trying to, act like I'm just on a normal horse. I'm not on a robot horse. You don't know that, right? Or I'm not in a big hurry or anything.
Yeah, and your horse does have the fakeness on it. Yeah. So that's yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, you're easily able to slip back 1. Honestly, and I would say that like you're doing so well that you're actually kind of able to make it look like your horse is stumbling a little bit, which is why you're kind of leading into its direction.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Woo. Oh. Man, I've been exploding on these rolls here.
You've been riding quite well. Junaluska is alongside you essentially with his horse, and essentially following your every move because he's not much of a rider. but for the purpose of the group, that'll work. The ghost stage is on a club, but didn't draw a club, so it can actually do some shit. It is going to maneuver up and around you if it can.
It's gonna try.
Let's see, that is going to take action. He is now moving at least twice as fast as you, because you said you dropped to about 20 miles an hour, and he's traveling about 40, 45.
Yeah, I want him to catch up to me.
So he's gonna get +2 to his maneuvering because he's gonna spend the action. Oh yeah, so he is going to move to your card, but he's on your card, but he's kind of a ways from you a little bit, but yeah, he's moving up and gonna make science, and it doesn't appear to see you as a threat, but it definitely still has its shields up, and it is kind of like zigzagging.
I'm sure it's not still distracted.
No squirrel. All right.
Here's where things get interesting.
Yeah, so I'm going to do one more, and then we will see where it goes from here.
Hopefully, because the plan now that we're close, hopefully, is to swerve out in front of it, and Spike jumps off.
So it is going to go first, and it is going to try to move ahead, doing the same thing it did last time.
Am I now separately in play on this turn, then?
Most likely.
You can be.
We'll see if I can maneuver in front of it. Yes.
Gotcha. I see.
So it is going to move 2 ahead of you, with its maneuvering, because it's just spending its action to maneuver. So buried fish.
So. Yep.
If you can speed up. Your horse actually has a higher top speed. You can get a +1 to your.
Okay, I'll add it in after. But the idea here is to move 2 cards as well, and get in front of it so Spike can do his thing. So I got a 12. All right, moving in front of it, and it's not gonna know I'm a threat now because Spike's about to try to go through the front, all Matrix 2 styles.
I'm really afraid if this does not work, then we just see
a
spike-shaped splat.
Yeah.
I might just be. You
might just die right here. We don't know.
Yep. I might just be splattered.
Oh, he'd give you a roll.
Juice everywhere.
So I put you out there. So you're going to be acting on Buried Fish's turn now.
Right.
Let me check to see what you can do.
Since we're in a chase, is this like 1 round's worth of stuff too, or would I be able to cast 2 spells without in this time?
I would say you could probably just cast 1, but since we're kind of doing this fluidly,
could I have
you could have maybe cast 1 last turn, since you're like, so do whichever one you wanted to do last turn. You would have maybe had to prepare.
I wanted to cast intangibility. So
okay, sure, yeah.
I'm going to use fly last turn. I just want the ability to fly, so I can...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So why don't you cast fly as if you cast it last turn, so it's ready this turn, and then do intangibility.
And this
unless you want to take a bunch, unless you want to take some penalties, but
no. And this is with the Swift too.
You're gonna give the +2 to it.
No. Swift flight modifier, the greater.
Oh, gotcha. Sure, cool.
I just fly really fast. Anyway, I'll take a 10.
Yay!
So you got the flying.
I can go at 120 miles an hour flying now. So then I guess for this turn, but I wasn't using it really. But now I like.
No, you were still riding. Now you can do intangibility, and then.
And that's also going to be greater intangibility.
Cool.
Ooh, Boogie. Bajow.
Sausage.
Yeah.
You gonna Benny that?
I don't have to, Benny. I have a free reroll.
Free
so I'm
reroll. Yeah. All right. Regular success good enough, or do you need the better?
I don't know. I mean, if it would be helpful to be greater, do I get the free reroll on a Benny? I can't remember.
No.
No, you don't. You like no. The Benny just gives you a cumulative 1 extra reroll.
I'm not gonna fight the dice then. I feel like it'll punish me.
Okay.
So I'll take the regular success.
So
I get a -4 against supernatural attacks, I believe. Like if they have a 4, I get 4 defense or something. I forget, but it's here.
Yeah.
I reduce the damage from supernatural attacks by 4 points, 8 with a ray. So just by 4. That's all that. That's the only difference. So yeah. So now I'm basically just.
And it's measured by minutes instead of rounds.
Yep.
That's a big one. Okay, so you will have to make that
athletics roll to.
Oh no!
Athletics roll. You will get a +2 to that because you are at least twice as fast with your greater.
Sure.
Your swift flight.
Okay.
And this will just be a basic athletics roll just to basically get to it because you're on the same square. It's more or less just to make sure that you don't, that you don't splat against.
Okay. You said it's a +2?
Yes, because you are twice as fast. Yes.
Cool.
So this is basically properly aligning yourself so that you go inside the thing.
Yep.
I'll take a success.
So you kind of are you going to align yourself like face first or back first? So you like.
Oh, back first, obviously.
Back first, okay.
That's because it's cooler.
That's way cooler.
So you actually come into contact with the field. It doesn't hurt you.
Okay.
But it more or less like with your intangibility and your flight, it just kind of like you're sort of like it's pushing you forward. It's not letting you through.
Stuck on the front
it's not traveling fast enough that it's hurting you, but it definitely is, at least in this particular instance, impenetrable by your intangible.
So now I'm just a fly stuck on this windshield.
Yep.
Kind of. Kind of.
Well, we can use that.
It's not the worst thing that could happen. Well,
all right.
This would be, though.
Midnight, it's your turn to come.
This might be bad.
Yeah, and so now that he's on the front, we're gonna say that you have traveled a little ways here.
Sure.
I'm gonna continue to use Junaluska as the.
And even while I'm intangible, oh god.
I'm gonna use him by that. So there is a cluster of bombies. If you would like to set them off, otherwise you could potentially wait. Skidmark is also now that Buried's Fish is kind of like she's keeping her distance, maybe half a mile or more away, flying. And she's carrying one of the bombies, if you remember correctly.
That's right. She's got one she can just drop on top, maybe.
Yeah, she said she thought that would be really cool when you guys suggested it.
Well, bombies will not hurt an intangible spike, so.
No, they won't.
So see if we can weaken the shield a little bit.
All right, might as well try, I guess.
Oh.
So what would that be?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw some cards. I'm gonna put Mary on the turn order for this particular one. I'm gonna put Spike on the turn order. Buried's Fish, Junaluska is still kind of keeping up with you. He thinks you guys are crazy, but he kind of likes that. He's actually kind of impressed with your doings. Well, Mary Arkham got a black joker. And Buried's Fish got a red joker. Okay, well.
Wow.
Wow.
So my bombies
Spike got a jack, so that's not going to be necessarily as good. But everyone, or I will give. Everyone gets 2 bennies. So.
I got a rock.
Yay!
Am I
So does
able
that
to
mean we're
jump in
both
yet,
in May?
or should I still wait?
Yeah, but I think we're getting midnight in this one too, though.
Oh, midnight. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I will. Midnight. You will be able to drop in. Actually, midnight. Pick the card you want to drop in on, and then we'll make an athletics roll. With a raise, you're on it, and with a success, you're essentially one adjacent. You're adjacent.
How about this jack? Like I'm coming in from the backside, sort of swooping down behind.
The jack of clubs here.
Yep.
Okay.
There's a spade. Yeah, jack of spade.
Or jack of spades. Yeah. So why don't you? Yeah. Athletics roll, and we'll. Like I said, on a raise, you'll land on there. On a success, you'll be one adjacent, and on a failure, you'll be two behind.
So does that mean that my bombies are just right there? It's basically running into them.
Yeah, they're basically.
So you're there. You're there. Your bombies are essentially, we're gonna basically the ghost stage is going to make a maneuvering roll, and depending upon how badly it fails.
Can I also point out, Mary Arkham, that you have 3 convictions and 6 bennies right now? That's absurd.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing, Mary, we will have you wait until the ghost stage goes to see how terribly it fails on its piloting against trying to avoid the bombies.
Yep.
Barry's fish. What would you like to do? You actually are on the same square. You and Junaluska both.
Well, it's not.
It doesn't seem to think that either of you are threats yet, and Junaluska has refrained himself from drawing weapons.
Okay. That's impressive of him. So, do I have anything that doesn't look threatening? I'm just a terrified rider here that this thing is going to run into me. I don't know which way to ride my horse, so I'm going to protect myself with deflection this round and try to stay ahead of it.
You could do like an evasion. You could do like a.
Yep. So I'm going to do the evading action, and let me do also cast deflection this round.
Because if your deflection is an innate action, then you can do the maneuver as an action and get a better deflection bonus.
Yep. So that's what we will do. We'll do it as the evade as an action. So I'll make my riding roll.
And you'll get +2 to all of these because of your Joker, which is fortunate.
All right. Ride.
Oh, yeah.
10. And then deflection. Oh, God, we got to Benny that. Oh,
that is a basic success,
it is a basic
with your Joker.
I think that's... I got 5. And there's going to possibly be robots shooting at me at some point. So I'm gonna go for the raise.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yes.
Oh!
19 on that roll. All right, I've got the greater deflection going on, the big powerful raise one. There it is. Okay. So I'm gonna keep fairly close to it and try to match its speed, stay just slightly ahead of it. Obviously evading and looking like I'm getting out of the way. Yeah.
All right. Yes, and it's its turn, so I'll just do all of its stuff on its turn. It doesn't have any problems. It's going to science. It is going to pilot. It's going to try to notice the bombies first. Oh, yeah. Sensor targeting system is pretty good. And so it's going to try to evade the bombies.
Dare it.
All right. So you can roll, but it will essentially deal half damage. It's not getting. No, it's not. It's essentially not going to have any armor piercing. It's just going to deal half damage to it. Basically, it's going to deal damage to the shields and not the ship. Oh shit! Hang on.
Well, that's actually right now. That's actually kind of what we want.
Gonna try my key.
Plus, this isn't our only batch of zombies, right?
No, you got.
Yes, no, it's not. Hang on just a second.
You got another.
You're fine.
You got another batch farther down the trail. Plus, there's one that we can drop from the air.
Yeah. Taking care of the shield seems like the best thing to start at. So, might as well.
Sure, I must have some food here. Or visitor.
I can't believe Spike is just stuck on the front.
I thought that.
Okay, so yes, so
their shields are good. They work.
So
against
why don't
intangibles,
you? So yes, you can roll. Like I said, and the only reason I'm giving you half damage is because you did get a joke. So that's. So why don't you make your just roll the damage? I think I set it up there just to roll the damage.
Where did you?
In a weapons.
At the bottom of your weapons. I think it's the last weapon on your list.
Zombie anti-vehicle mine. Yep. Rolling damage. 19, 8. Yeah.
Is that a +2 to this?
Yeah, +2 damage.
We'll say it's 20. We'll say yeah, +2. So we'll say 20. Half of that is 10. Okay.
That might be enough to
AP 30.
on the shield.
The field's gonna shoot off some bits of zombie.
Yeah.
Fling them away.
Yeah, actually, like Spike, I'm gonna need you to make an athletics roll. Just a straight athletics roll. Because the field itself is going to reverberate a little bit against the kind of like consistent explosion, and it might kind of push out at you a little bit.
Yeah.
Ah, darn. I was trying to get an opening for him.
Yeah. Muted.
Brandon's
muted. That's why we can't hear you.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I need you to make an athletics roll just to make sure you don't get jostled off of the
Okay.
vehicle while you're because it's like you can feel that the field is kind of like reverberating from the explosion.
Sure. Yeah. I wondered if something like that might not happen. Is there? Do I still get the +2 to this, or is it just straight?
No. I mean, the reality is even if you slide off, you're still flying fast enough. You will be Jason. It's just like you won't be you will no longer be in direct contact.
Okay, then I will.
It wasn't doing anything.
Roll my way off.
You're like I said, you're flying more than fast enough to like you're not gonna like be thrown away from it. You have enough control over you didn't critical fail, so.
Yep.
So yeah, okay. So you're not stuck to the front. You're.
I rolled 2 2s. Okay.
And so Mary rolled her explosion there. Spike, you are on a club. So you will need to make, let's see, this is a spade. So you need to make an athletics roll.
Oh my God. So much athletics.
Yes. Or you will be.
Am I getting the +2 still, or no?
No, that's really only when you're trying to like overcome someone in a chase, like speed.
Okay, fair enough. Shit. All right.
Well, you can't go through the shield. We figured that out.
Yeah.
We learned something. That's data. It's just data, people.
We did. It's true.
We got data.
Yeah. So yeah, you are not. Yeah, you are not. You have no problem.
I'm in an advantageous position. If only I had something I could do. I don't know what I can do.
Can you weaken the shield at all? Can you hit it with it?
I have no. I mean, I could try my lightning rod, but I'm not a very good shot.
You could
You could put
telekinetically
the
punch
driver
it.
to sleep.
I guess I could do a blast radius. Try.
Brandon, your character, you can do some things as innate actions. Why don't you could detect to see?
I thought about that and then I forgot about it. I was gonna do an expanded awareness. Yeah.
If you could find where they're at, you might be able to put the drivers to sleep, or see if there's even any drivers at all. There might not.
I had that idea and then I forgot. But yes, I would like to expanded awareness with whatever.
Sense.
What's the extra?
There's exalted, which lets you see like all sorts of stuff, and then there's the presence, which allows you to see through walls.
Can I do both?
You can do both. Yes, it just costs you 3 extra.
4 all told.
Yep, 4 all told. But I think you get I think your detect is D12 plus 2. Because it's an innate that costs 0, but it doesn't, and then he also has a D12 plus 1 in psychic because he starts with a D6.
Well, jam. I'll take it. Expanded awareness. What do I see? Do I then do a notice roll or just that?
No, you detect. I mean, you detect all the things that are there to detect, and the only things that you detect of any sort of arcane or living variety are the things that are outside of it. It doesn't appear that it has any sort of driver. And it does not appear that there's any form of conventional life or arcane emanations coming from anywhere inside or surrounding it.
That was what I was expecting anyway.
Spike, you are smart enough to guess that it's probably some form of artificial intelligence.
I had a fear about that
too. It could be remote controlled. You don't necessarily know.
So against a robot, I have a lightning rod, and I have entangle. I mean, that's not going to do anything. Or I can protect. I can do protection and deflection. Like everything I have. I don't know that anything works on a robot.
Lightning gun's about the only thing I can think. And as long as you're safe being intangible, hopefully.
Yeah.
That might be your best bet.
Stun? Does stun work on robot?
Probably
no.
Probably not.
Probably not. Most of the things that your biomanipulation would add to are probably ineffective against robots.
Yeah, probably. I have a damage field, but I can't get close enough to do anything with it. So yeah, let's just fucking bust out the lightning rod and start and shoot this bitch. I will relay that. I'll be like, there ain't nothing living in there. Yes. To whoever is
10-4.
So I'll use my D4 shooting.
You should boost your own. You should boost your own shooting.
You will get a +2.
Can't you boost your own shooting?
You will get a +2 because it is larger than you. It is large scale.
So I forget. During a chase, did you say will you just roll for my psionics, or do I need to keep track of my psionics? Because I haven't.
You will need to keep track because it is a little bit.
I know we're close to running out, so I can just do it when it's not my turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could boost my own, but I guess I could do that. Yeah, let's boost my shooting and shoot it. Yeah, let's try that.
So you're gonna want greater boost.
No, I don't want to risk. I just really don't want to risk turning off my flight and intangibility in the middle of this chase. While I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna roll with my D4 shooting.
Okay, for now anyway.
Yeah, for at least a turn, just to see what happens.
And you will get like I said, you will get a +2 to the shooting.
Yeah, size bonus.
And you're definitely going fast enough. You're not suffering any sort of relative speed penalty, so you're good.
Sure. Okay. Then can it do something special? It can do something, but whatever. Wait, I can turn it mega damage for 2 points for 5 rounds of it.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, that's worth it.
Yeah, I'll do that. So that'll cost me 2 ISP and 15 hits on the D4.
Wow.
With a wild die. Boom.
I was hoping you'd use the lightning rod. I wanted to see
I
kind of damage
really
it
had
might
a chance to use it.
Yeah,
Midnight,
Midnight likes electricity.
I feel like I'm like jerking around with the gun, like it's slightly out of control, but the thing's so big it doesn't matter that it's like just hits everything. And damage 31.
32.
32. All right, because that's definitely a raise. Yeah, 15's a raise. So 1 bonus damage, but 31 regular damage. So I'll take it.
So that is 32.
How do you like them lightning apples?
Wow.
You see lightning apples?
I sure did.
Lightning apples.
So that is 32.
It's a crop from my home dimension.
Yeah,
the lightning apple.
The lightning apple, yeah.
Okay, you hit like dead on, and you can see like some of the lightning cascade, and then kind of like like almost like reach back out at you.
Oh shit.
From the point of impact. It doesn't quite get to you, but you think that you might want to keep your distance while you're shooting it.
Yeah,
but it does look like the shield does appear to be, slightly kind of opaqued in the area where you shot it. Like some of the area where the Bombi kind of clipped it.
Mm-hmm.
So it does appear to be kind of like diminishing some.
Our shields are weakening. Keep firing.
Keep firing.
And I believe that I forgot to add Midnight into the
turn order.
Turn order, so you can go at in this.
You should
and
still
then
give him a card just to see what he gets. If he gets
good call.
Yeah, in case he gets a club, I guess. Well,
and he does.
Clubs. Or no, because you're quick.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So you're getting King of Hearts. Yep. So you have no penalties. Yep.
So you can try to move into range. Maneuver.
I think so. Clearly, the lightning is not. I mean, that doesn't seem like it's going to work very quickly. So yeah, I'll move into range.
If you, it is going about the same speed as you are, so you won't have any penalties or bonuses. You can spend an action to maneuver to get a +2 to your athletics. One card, you move 1 card on a success and 2 cards on it.
Yeah, let's use an action to maneuver as well. And that's a D6?
It's whatever your athletics is.
Oh, that's right.
It's it's athletics. The D6 is only on a failure for riding.
Ooh. You know what? I have 5 bennies, so why not? Let's see if we can get all the way up there. You said for an action, I could get a +2?
Yeah, you had a +2, yeah. So that would have been a 5 and a 7, so yeah.
Yeah. Still not good enough. Oh! Okay, I'm not going to fight it. That's fine.
All right.
Wait.
So you'll move. Where? Okay. All right. So I need to add Midnight. The Mary does not have any bombies out right now.
No, in this section at least.
Not in this section. We're gonna do at least one more round in. See, I gotta shuffle that because that was all those jokers. We're gonna deal one more round in here, and then I believe the next round will probably meet the combat mages. Okay, so nobody's got any clubs. Midnight.
Hooray!
You are the turn behind, yes. You could spend an action to go forward and get the +2, and since you have your four-armed multi-action thing, you could potentially do an action after.
Ooh, true. Well, you know what? I think I will activate my electrical aura.
Nice.
For an action, and then I'll use an action to go forward. Try another one of these rolls.
We're gonna see some robots popping out here. I'm guessing this round. it's gonna be
You
coming.
don't say.
Yeah, it's probably gonna get a little bit harder, I think.
What makes
So,
you
yeah.
think that?
You definitely are. You're definitely up in that same square, on that same card.
Just hoping we're driving them towards an EMP that will maybe.
Yeah, the first
down.
one wasn't so great, but you know, there's more of them coming. The combat mages, hopefully they've got something good.
Right. If we could time it to happen closer together, it might weaken it.
Yep.
All right, Spike.
Yes.
You definitely did have success on the shot. I mean, you don't have a perfect idea of what's going on, but it definitely appeared to, as long as you're not in the backsplash, it does more harm than good.
I mean, is the force field visible? Normal?
Yes, it's kind of like almost like Kirby Crackle.
Sure.
But like the places, like with the place where it got hit by the mine and where you shot it, it's kind of like opaqued a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of sparkly. It's kind of glittery almost.
I don't know. I guess I should just shoot it again. Probably.
Yeah.
It has the protection power on gun itself.
Yeah. But like, there's actually an official answer to that. Let me look at that. I actually asked that one a long time ago.
Right.
And I think it only costs 2. But I can't remember. Let me make sure.
I can't. Is it an action to activate that though?
I believe so. Yes.
And do I still have to do a? Oh, I still would have to do a psychic roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just worried about these little robots. Even though I am intangible still, but I mean, if it has a shield that can stop intangible things out, seems at least reasonably likely they've got weapons that can. It is a ghost carriage, after all.
Ostensibly. It doesn't smell very ghost-like.
No, I bet actual ghosts have a problem with it.
Yes. Thanks.
It's
This is
appropriation.
errata. It costs 2
This is
PP.
ghost appropriation is what this is.
Yeah.
If I fail on it's the gun failing.
It would not be a critical fail on your psychic powers. It would be a critical fail that would cause a glitch on your machine.
On the gun, right?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
Okay, I would like
It would not cause any of the backlash stuff. So with that, you would be safe.
I kind of feel like my last turn was a real fluke, so I'd rather try and protect myself against the next round rather than try to attack it more.
Yeah, that's 2 points, and it will take an action.
On the attack and a 32 on the damage is fucking not going to happen again. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I just will do that. I'll pay the 2 power points to do a protection roll. Wow, so terrible. Do I get to re-roll that?
No,
Three?
that is no. It's not one of. It's essentially the safety that it gives you negates the ability for you to, like.
Then I will use a Benny to re-roll it.
Okay.
I'll take a 4.
Okay.
So
Cool. So you have the.
Did I catch you were using the built-in protection in the lightning rod? Is that what you're using?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have plus. Where was it? I had it. Plus 4 MDC and plus 4 toughness and plus 4 MDC versus electricity, fire, heat, lasers, P beams, and plasma.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct? Okay. Cool.
Yep. And I'm gonna bring that up just so I make sure, because I think you would know that from the observation, most of the weapons, if not all of the weapons, did appear to be energy based. So
Thought they might be. So that's it. That's my turn. I do that, and I keep pace with it. Do I have to do an athletics roll to keep pace with it, though?
no, to stay where you are. You have no speed penalty, so no, you are just fine in terms of moving.
Damn. Cool.
It is going to recognize
The threat.
an intermediate. Yeah, it's going to recognize threats. There's some pretty big threats there, so it is.
Here we go.
Where are those guys?
Here
Where
we
are
go.
those guys? So yes, I am going to have them do the same thing that Midnight did, because they're not jumping at a range; they're actually jumping in close. Okay, so they're within 1 card. And they're going to be the card in front. So there are 3 of them. I am going to put 3 on the blue there. He calls them in. They don't do anything, but they appear. And it is also going to pilot to try to move forward as a free action. Ooh. Yep. Gets 2 cards forward. All right, buried fish. 3 very business-looking robots just emerged from mini portals. They basically emerged from portals that were about 3 inches off the ground. They basically fell just long enough to hit the ground and then took off flying.
Okay. Well,
you would guess that they're up close and personal. They're probably about as big as Samson power armors-ish, 10, 12 feet
10,
tall.
12 feet. Okay.
They don't appear to be like really fast, but they can definitely fly maybe as fast as your horse, maybe faster. You're not sure from just immediate observation.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to catch up as a free action, change position, so I will not get the bonus because I need other things for actions. So let's do.
So you're gonna see how far you can go up, and then kind of see what you can do from there,
Yep.
more or less. That sounds reasonable.
Let's click this writing button down here. Oh, so even without the +2, I can move 2. So let's do that. Yeah, I need to keep up with this thing for now. And then another free action is be activating my improved cyber armor to give myself plus.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Increase my toughness and protect myself from gritty damage, which will be good. And that was a free action, so then the actual action I'm going to take for the round is to activate cyberkinetic awareness. So enemies within smarts ×2 of me, which I'll be trying to keep close to this. You said these are 10 inches?
No, they're 100. Because, they're 100.
Oh, you're doing 100 right now.
Because I reevaluated once I realized how big our actual, the chase was and how the distances of activation. Like, if you had not been super casual, those robots would have been here a lot sooner.
Okay.
We were super cash.
Okay. I mean, that's even bigger than the jets or starships increment in the book. So maybe 100's too much. But...
Yeah, but it just worked better for this because otherwise, like I said, I mean,
okay.
5 inches,
Okay. If we get to another phase this week, we have to reevaluate that. But so right now, it'll only affect this ghost car then, but it's going to be making all of its technology rolls at -2.
It is? Okay.
So driving and stuff too, like making some maneuver rolls, are going to be at -2.
Surely everything it's doing is going to be at a -2 while you're adjacent. So that's unfortunate. Let's see. We will. Okay, cool. Nice.
And that's all I'll be doing this round. I'm just going to hopefully make some mistakes at some point.
So let's see, Midnight, Spike, everyone's still in there, and then we're adding the Mage team and the Rift Jumper because they're now. You will be entering the area of the Mage team. They will not be in the chase. They will just be taking an action essentially.
So kind of like what I'm doing.
Yeah, they will have sort of the same penalty that the square that they're targeting will have. Well, that's all right. Midnight, you have a club, so you will need to make an agility roll. You will need to make your athletics roll, your maneuvering roll.
He's on a spade.
Yep.
Yeah, potentially.
Otherwise, it'll just be.
He might just.
You said this is agility this time?
This is just athletics. Athletics still maneuvering, and this is just to prevent the mishap.
Got it.
Yep, and there's actually no penalty to that either. So.
I don't even know why that's in there.
Well, you're perfectly
fine.
But
no, that's you're good to go. So yeah, you have. You can kind of see that you know that the combat mages. You know that they're up ahead somewhere, kind of.
Can I move up next to this Rift Jumper and try to attack him?
Yeah, there's 3 of them, but yes, they're kind of in a group for now. But yes, you can move up to them attack or whatever you want to do if you would like.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
I will use an action to move up there, so we'll get a +2. And then I will... I mean, I'm right next to them, so I can use my longsword, right?
Yeah, you could use... Yeah, once you're on the same card, you can essentially do melee.
Awesome.
Yes. I mean, heck, you could touch them and drain them if you wanted, but you know, they do seem to go back to wherever they came from once they're disabled and or destroyed.
Oh, you're right. I could just try a touch attack. Ooh, yeah, let's do it. Let's just try to drain one. Okay, so first I'll get up there and I'll try to drain it.
So you'll have to do your athletics at +2 to get up there. Good. Good to go.
Good enough.
Oh yeah, and you can hold the Alt button while you're dragging to have it not be in the grid. I'm only having the grid just because it's easy for the
distance on the map
for
part.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Oh, whoops. Okay, and then battery drain.
And these guys don't have any field, so you will get the touch attack bonus. They are only size 3, so you won't get any scale bonus.
+2 on your fighting roll.
Yep. And I don't think you'll have any of the weird penalties for them being so big, because I think they're not as big as the house.
Okay, so it's a fighting roll to try and touch them, and then the battery drain.
Yep.
Then the battery drain. Yep.
Heck yeah!
Wow.
Well, I think that's a hit and a raise. There's no way they're good.
So yeah, if this is success, that just gets me to them. I don't know that it does anything. If I get a raise on my drain roll, then it's totally down.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Ooh. Well, that would put 1 at half. But I have 4. Let's try it again. You can do better than that.
Come on.
Come on now. Feel it. Live it. Love it.
No. Half down. I think we're going half down this time.
All right,
Okay.
so 1 is at half. Okay. I will just keep that marked here. They'll be staying in the same group, but it will
For sure.
let's see, what does that do? Half speed, drain charges, -2 on device.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Yeah, and it kind of sputters a little bit as it kind of like drops a little bit of altitude and readjusts its thrust nozzles or whatever. And the others, they turn to target you a little bit, but they still seem to be scanning. Doesn't seem to see you as an immediate threat yet. Buried's fish.
All right.
You are close enough. It is definitely doing its your cyberkinetic awareness.
Until that shield's down, I don't think I want to get anywhere close with the Psi-Sword and get it pushed back. So that does not sound fun. So I think what I'm going to do then instead is I will. It goes after me, right? So it's still going to be moving forward afterwards, so I'll do the maneuvering in a second. So while I'm in the same area, I will take a shot with my laser bow. I'll try to, and I'm going to try to. What's the penalty for an aim shot to where it's already kind of getting kind of opaque?
Just negate the scale penalty. We'll just don't use this. Just don't add the scale bonus, and we'll call it.
So that's what I'll do. I'm gonna so I don't have the unstable platform penalty because I don't believe I've got anything that's gonna negate the fact that I'm riding fast on a horse and unstable platform. So hold steady.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you will have that.
I'm gonna hold steady. Line up a better shot here. So that's going to make me vulnerable.
You're not vulnerable, but I mean it stacks with vulnerable. But for the time being, we'll just
it's equivalent to that.
Unless something else makes you vulnerable, we'll just treat you like you're vulnerable.
Yeah, I'm just going to put a symbol on here, and then I will take my shot with the laser bow. Well,
that will be a hit.
That is a hit in the intended area. 7 damage AP2. So it's not much.
Yeah, when you strike it, it doesn't seem like it seems like you probably need some mega damage to get through this field. It seems like lesser energies. You wouldn't be surprised if the shot you gave just actually helped recharge it a little.
Good enough. All right, then I'm going to maneuver forward so that I don't get lost in the pack here.
Yeah.
So we'll do my writing roll. I will get to move 1 card forward.
All right, Spike.
Yes.
You will need to make an athletics roll.
Yep. Am I gonna need to get like a raise or something?
No, you just need a success.
Okay.
And you don't have any penalties.
What's
It's just
super athletic.
yeah. Oh yeah, you're just fine.
Good job.
No, you don't.
That wasn't the maneuver roll. That was just avoiding a complication.
That was just avoiding a complication. Yeah.
Sorry.
Now, yeah, because you had a club. So
these robots and things are kicking up dust and rocks and stuff, and you had to dodge one of those or something.
Dig it. Gotcha. I will. I guess. How far away are they?
I mean, about 100. Each card for now is 100, just because of this the
100. So he's like 200 away from me right now.
He is, yes,
Oh,
roughly.
Wow. Okay.
Which I think your lightning rod
go that far.
Yeah, it goes 196. I think is the most it'll be.
Which is what, -8 to the shot?
Yes, that's the maximum of your
on my
extreme
D4
range.
shooting. I don't think I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
But you could try to catch up first and then be in there.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah. I'll try and catch up and then try and shoot it.
Well, I mean, yeah, unless you're on the same square, it's going to be -8 either way. Because even at 100, you're into extreme range, and that's just a flat -4 on top of long.
Okay, so
if you get a raise on your maneuvering roll, you can get on the same card with it.
Yeah, drat. Okay, well, I'm gonna try.
You could move up 1 card and try to shoot at some of the robots. Like,
sure, I'll do that.
I mean, you still are intangible, like
with extra protection against fire.
Things that might potentially. Oh yeah, against energy. Yeah, against energy.
Basically,
attacks,
all energy things. Like, yeah, all the things that it would, in some way, make lightning surrounding your body make sense to block. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna try the athletics roll and shoot at it. Why not?
Okay.
Or shoot at the robots. Yeah. Okay. Athletics. Nope. Crit fail.
Oh no.
So you will get roll a die.
Well, how many?
Just roll any die.
Any die? Okay.
Just any die.
1d17.
Nope. It has to. Oh, actually, roll a normal die. Roll.
Okay, sorry. 1d6. A 4.
Okay, on an even, you lose the rest of your turn as you stumble, negotiate an obstacle, or take a wrong turn. So you do not move forward, and you lose your turn.
Yep. Sounds about right for a bad luck cactus.
Yes. The ghost stage is going to science
at -2. No, I'm
-2. You're
no,
right.
Wait, I know,
you're
I
right.
Moved,
so yeah.
well,
so
actually,
you know what?
I mean, actually, I moved up, but depending on when the timing is, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of all happening together. So for the purpose of this, yeah, the way that like since we are kind of doing a little bit longer ranges, we're going to be a little bit more fluid in the travel. So yeah, we will say that's a -2. So it doesn't identify continued threats. So it's just going to try to pilot. It's going to drop back. It's just going to draw back 2 squares.
Huh.
So I
It,
should God damn it.
It's essentially sees you as kind of as a threat now that you've actually like it sees buried fish as an actual active threat now that it's kind of like
I took a shot at it.
it can detect that there's a nasty anti-electric field around that guy. And it's going to, since it can fall back as a free action, it's going to evade as an action.
That makes it harder to hit.
Yeah, so it's going to be an action, so that'll be at a minus. Yep, so it's a -4 to be hit until its next. Okay.
Robot time.
The Rift Jumpers are going to. They have. One of them is the one that's half powered. It's not going to do anything. The other two are one's going to shoot at Midnight and one's going to shoot at Spike. These guys are not wild, so shooting at Midnight with a plasma cannon.
Oh shit.
You have any sort of deflection or anything up?
No. Is that mega damage though?
Yes.
Okay.
That could be some gritty damage if it gets through.
You will take 12 damage total. So yeah, it's just 12 mega damage total, no armor penetration.
Nope, it doesn't get through.
Cool. Okay. And then for Brannon, it's going to actually have to do a particle beam cannon at third range increment, so it's going to be at -2.
Oh no! Fuck you.
And it misses.
You sure do, bitch.
You very miss.
That's what they do. The mage teams are going to unload.
All right, mages. Let's see what the Federation Magic's all about.
I mean, this isn't going to be. I'm not going to roll specific. I'm rolling just spell casting and stuff. But yes. So they are going to do. Where is this? Yes, they are going to do some. That is a success. Raise. Success. Okay, so.
Calling down fire and lightning from the sky. Meteor storm.
Yep. So they're essentially doing bolts and blasts and stuff. They're all mega, so I'm just going to roll damage rather than deal with all of the effects. So the first one is a success, doing 13 armor piercing 6. Second one is a raise, doing 23 armor piercing 6. The final one is a success, doing 19 armor piercing 6.
Some good rolls, combat team.
2 of the robots are taken down. I think that might be armor piercing 6. No, okay, it's only the second one. The one with the raise goes down. So one of them that is not the
half drained,
not the half drained one, but one of them does get hit with a really strong blast, and it sort of starts to explode. And then as it's exploding, it kind of gets sucked into a portal, and it disappears.
Huh.
Nice.
In much the way it arrived. And that's pretty much what the mage team's going to do.
Back to the
because
top.
now you're past them.
Yeah, they can't keep up, so they take their shots and nice. Thanks for the help.
Yes. So we're going to let's see. Ghost stage mage team is out of here. We're going to potentially be moving
EMP.
to the next.
Is it EMP time?
Next EMP. It will go off. The Rift Jumper, not the Rift Jumper. Actually, yeah, one of the Rift Jumpers is going to be sort of traveling across. Well, I'm going to roll a D2. On odd, it's going to hit the Rift Jumper, and an even, it's going to hit the Ghost Stage.
Yep.
So even it's going to go after the Ghost Stage. Ghost Stage is going to try to see how good Oscar did on that one. Oscar did okay on that. No.
Oh gosh.
Passes right through the cascade.
Holy cow.
Not that these things are necessarily bad. It's just that they're probably not, they're maybe not quite as well suited to this as before as they were potentially thought.
Well,
so
it got a little cooked, but he's okay.
Yeah, got a little cooked. It's okay. So now we're right between where the EMP is and the bombies are. So we'll draw some cards.
More bombies incoming soon. Next round.
Okay, so nobody's got. Yeah, Spike's got a club. Spike's got clubs.
Of course, Spike's got a club.
So the two Rift Jumpers. The one that's drained is going to try to attack Midnight at a -2 with plasma cannon.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a basic hit.
Holy.
That's a lot.
Oh
That's
shit.
38.
Yep.
Oh god.
This is.
Well, it's nice. It's nice knowing the other version of Midnight.
The most you can take is still 4 wounds, so you can try to soak. You've got a bunch of bennies, so.
Is this conviction to stay alive to get the extra D6?
Yeah.
I think so. I've got 2 of them.
And you can use them on every Benny once you use it, right? So
Yes.
Every roll.
So
and
so if you want to spend a conviction, yeah, absolutely. We'll
and then the bennies can keep them going. Keep your extra D6 as long as you still have bennies left every round.
we'll just put the purple for conviction.
Okay.
All right. So soaking does that do at least 4 wounds to you?
I believe so. Let me make sure. I'm at 14.
you can do it, Brett.
Yeah, that's going to be 4 wounds.
Yep. So then you also need to spend a benny to soak.
Yep.
But you will get an additional D6 on this. And the roll an extra one here.
Okay, so this is Vigor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Come on now.
So you can roll an extra D6 now, exploding.
Is that missing?
I don't know what you don't get the +2, but you get to roll the extra D6.
So you got a 5.
I don't know what the +2 is.
Yeah, you have a 5 tops right now, which is only soaking 1. So hopefully this D6 exploding works well. No.
Sure.
Wait, 6. That gets you to 8, right? No, it doesn't.
Does it?
No, it does not.
No,
because
I'm gonna roll
7.
another. I'm gonna use another Benny.
You can use another Benny, yeah, and it'll do the same deal, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, come on, Vigor. Come on. Please.
So
let
more,
me live
so more than
through
one.
the campaign.
Ah, God. Throw that D6 again.
Well, roll your extra D6.
Oh my god. Okay.
No.
No.
So that's 8. That's 2 wounds.
That soaks 2 of 4. That's only half dead.
So you have 2 wounds. Now, I will say that the Mystic team does have healers. So
As do I, and I can't do a lot else. So.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So if you have 2 wounds, you have 2 wounds.
Oh,
I'll stay at 2 wounds.
brutal.
My god. Holy cow, that was a close one.
But you still have your conviction rolling.
Sorry, I didn't mean
No.
to.
That's
We'll
fine,
do
dude.
that.
That's fine. You have your conviction rolling. Brandon, you've got. Yeah, the second one's going to shoot at you, just no penalty at all
Okay.
with particle beam.
I mean, does the particle beam go through the intangibility?
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's going to pass straight through you.
It's just
It's going to pass straight through you, and it's
in
essentially
one
going to
ear,
realize.
in one ear, out the other. Ear of corn, that is. I don't.
It may not realize that it can't hit you.
That's fine.
All
with
right,
me.
Midnight. You can continue or hold, or it's kind of up to you.
You can wait till
What
after
you would like
Spike
to do.
heals you.
Yeah.
Another fucking club, though.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah,
Oh,
but the
God.
clubs doesn't count for your whole turn. It's just for the action. Like
Just to avoid a complication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's just what. If I hadn't had that, my roll, I would have rolled a 14 instead of a crit fail on my athletics move maneuver.
I'll still wait for Spike and see what happens.
okay. Buried fish. You definitely saw some of those flying robots take a pot shot at Midnight, and you saw flame coruscate across his body. He's still alive, but he's smoking.
Yeah. So I'm going
Bit of
to
a
drop back
bird.
2 for free.
Yep.
And I am going to pump up this Psi-Sword, activate it, and go after one of the robot. I don't know if I've paid attention enough. I think I have an idea of which one is.
Why don't you make a notice roll at -2?
No, I do not know.
Okay, yeah. So you
I'm
will
going to hit
attack.
a random one of them with my Psi-Sword.
Yeah, and I rolled the random, so yeah, I'll let you know once you attack.
Yep. Yep. Sounds good. All right. Psi-Sword attack. Let's hope my macro still works.
6 is not enough.
Benny. I like Bennies. Let's use one of those.
All right.
God. All right, one more. I wanna try to hit this thing.
That is a hit.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so what's your AP? AP 16, so that gets through all of the armor.
I didn't call, but I knew that was mega damage. I just forgot to say.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
I figured
I'm
that
just
out
making
last time.
So 12, so that's 12 minus
Still don't know if it's enough, but
16.
It's AP
yeah, it's
16
enough. It's enough. Yeah, it is shaken in a wound. And it is not the one that was harmed. It is the one that was not harmed.
well, now it's harmed.
Yes. So Midnight.
And now they have -2 to their rolls too.
That is good.
As long as they're-
So I am not going to Benny that, but he's going to have to make an out of control roll.
He is, because he took a wound.
Yep. So. Or wait a minute, is it you have to make the piloting roll or go out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's at a -2.
He's making it -2 because of the distraction or thing that I have out.
Yep.
Your technology will not work here. Oh, yeah, maybe it will.
It does seem it seems like it's kind of out of sorts, but it's
Yeah. It's all right. Making progress.
this one is not within your deal. Yep. Power of science.
Power of science compels you.
It identifies multiple threats and sends the big gun. It is going to basically do the same thing and attempt to enter. It is going to attempt to enter on the Ace of Clubs card. So it is going to end up on the King of Clubs card. It does not get an action this turn, but I will add it.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Ghost Age is going to attempt to pilot forward, get through all of you guys, spending an action to do so. Yep.
What?
Kick it into high gear.
Kicking it into high gear. It's hoping that you guys are all tied up there. All right, Spike. You need to make an agility roll. Or I mean athletics. Sorry, athletics.
We're kicking up all this dirt. There's more rocks flying at you, and you dog.
I will try and better that.
You don't want to lose another turn. Oh God, thank God.
Thank goodness. Yeah, but okay.
Heal midnight.
Can I get to midnight in even one turn?
If you make your you make another athletics roll.
Right.
As a free action, you get no bonuses, but as long as you get a 4, you'll move up to that card, and then you can use your action to heal midnight.
I'm gonna try midnight. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Please.
We also lost Jordo briefly.
Oh, you know
I
what?
had to read. It was doing the whole like screwed up click on the.
I'm gonna be ballsy. I'm gonna use a fucking conviction, and I'm gonna try and get over there. Okay. Athletics plus D6 to this, but I did get it.
Yeah, so.
But I still get a D6 for my conviction. 3.
Yep. So you are able to get a Jason.
I am a Jason and a Freddy. And I will attempt to heal him with also a conviction. Let's see. I forget. Do I get -2 to that?
For what?
For his wounds, or did they change?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you get, but it's just his wounds. You don't ever double stack.
Right. Okay.
That
Then
was the change.
I'm just gonna add.
And then, if we were playing anything but Rifts in the new Slade, you wouldn't even have the -2, I don't think.
Yeah. Rest is the.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
It's tough. I will pay the 4 to bump this up to cancel out the wound penalty.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
It'll be a straight roll here.
Okay.
So that's.
And you'll get your conviction on top of that as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really hoping he gets the full 2 wounds healed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he gets a if he gets a basic success, you get the full raise, or was that King Santa? This is the guy that if you get a success on your healing, you get the raise effect.
No, that was King Santa.
Yeah,
that was King Santa.
He actually needs to roll a raise to
Correct.
get both
Okay,
wounds.
yeah.
So this is just a normal
Psionics.
roll, right? There's no other negatives.
There should be no other since you paid. Yeah, there should be no other.
Wujao, plus the conviction, so it's.
Yep, minimum's going to be a 1.
Yep,
so
you don't have to roll the conviction if you don't want to.
Right. But got a 10, so.
And we just remember that you have conviction rolling right now. So if you want to spend the Benny at the beginning of the next turn,
that's the plan. That's the plan.
I will. Let's put the
purple
blue dot on you.
Yeah.
Cool. I should have done it before I even rolled my first Benny. Honestly, I guess it didn't make that big of a deal.
Yep. So you healed him, and
You are healed. The end of my turn.
Hooray!
all right, Midnight, you are healed.
Drain that big sucker. You'll get an extra.
Yeah.
It's probably big enough. He gets an extra +2 to touch it, right?
He would get an extra
Well-
+2 to touch it, but he will be at a -2 to drain it
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
because it's that big.
Or you could finish the other one off, I guess.
Okay, well, since I'm here and I don't have to move, I will try to drain the big one with my first action, and then
Yes.
I will swing at it with my Techno Wizard Longsword for my second action.
Cool. Looking at it, you can see it's got basically like a big energy turret on either shoulder, and it's got some little kind of like point defense lasers on its elbows and knees. And then some sort of big like belly kind of half hemispherical turret with multiple barrels sticking out of it.
That's not
All of them
great.
appear to be energy based though, so that's somewhat comforting to some of you.
None of it's
Fighting
comforting.
+2.
I didn't want to be here today.
Yeah.
Does that touch it?
That is definitely let's see, I believe that is going to more than touch it. You'll get an additional +2 on top of that.
For size.
Oh.
Because well, actually you'll get
Two
you
for
get an
touch.
additional +4 on top of that.
Oh, it's that big?
It's huge. It's size 8. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so actually you got a +6. So yeah, definitely you touched it.
You definitely touched it. So yeah, you're going to take a -2 on the drain though, because of its
It's
scale.
got a
So
lot
big.
more power to suck out.
Do you have the Master Psionics thing where you can pay to negate or to get +1s?
He has major psionics, but
I'm
not
major.
with this.
Gotcha.
This is like a drain
Yeah.
rather than an actual psychic power. So, but he does have that ability. Yeah, he does have major. Actually, pretty much everyone does.
I don't. Or did I? No, I
You don't
did.
have major?
Well, I think I did finally take that.
I think you okay. So yeah, so yeah, do that spirit roll.
No,
oh
I didn't.
well,
No, I did
that's,
not.
Woo!
I did
With
not.
the -2.
Oh, there it is. I have too many edges now. Yeah, I did finally take it.
Okay, so
It's-
we are going to do an electronics roll at
Okay.
-4.
Okay.
Okay,
Redirect
you
power.
as you touch it and it's sort of like it you can't actually see this Midnight, but someone on maybe on the other side of it, can see that part of its like back, like a module on its back, like sort of sputters and sparks and glows and then just disappears. In the similar way that they came in through a portal, but you would guess that however you, by powering it down, you more or less like shut down its teleporter back. So now it's just essentially lying there, more or less, depowered.
Woohoo!
Ha
That's
ha.
great.
So now that are you going to still attack its lifeless, or are you just going to leave it? Because you still have that attack that you were going to do.
Yeah, why not? Let's see if I can cut the sucker in two.
Cool.
That'd be nice.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not that lucky, but that would be
You will
nice.
get a +4, +6, because you got +2 to your fighting for your Techno Wizard sword. So +6 to the fighting against a parry of 2.
Yeah.
I think I'll hit it.
Yeah, you'll probably get a raise too. Almost certainly.
Mhm.
Yep. So yeah, why don't you roll the damage and see?
Destroy him.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
There's a plus-
not
there's
a
a
whole
plus
lot
6
happens,
to the
but
damage.
Not a whole lot happens.
You still got a conviction though, right? So +6 to the damage. D6.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and you've got your electrical field too.
Yeah.
So another 6 on top of that. So that's
That's a little better.
15 plus another D6 for your electrical field.
Oh yeah.
There you go. It's a little better.
18 And it's not enough to really do damage, but you definitely carve a chunk out of
You showed it that you mean
out
business.
of part of it.
That's fine with me.
So okay, so we're back to the beginning of the.
Yeah.
So the Rift Titan is gone for now. We will deal cards to turn order items.
Are we in Bombi territory?
Oh,
We
that
are, so I'm
also
going to
refilled my
do that.
PPE.
Mary gets to roll some dice.
And I will add Mary to the turn order to get a card. Actually, probably 2 cards. Maybe 3. Hopefully a Joker for Mary.
What do I need? Huh.
Nope, so you get a 2.
Lovely.
So how we're going to do this is this time we're just going to use your card for the purpose of penalties. You will be able to set it off against whichever target you want. So just on whose ever turn you can interrupt. Does that make sense? Just to kind of like simplify everything. You will be able to basically do an interrupt, and depending upon how well they evade, that'll be the damage. Midnight. You just knocked the one out.
Heck yeah.
And it looked like if you're not sure how successful you'll be, but like it looks like if you drain them, that they don't go back to wherever they came from.
No power for their teleporter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I guess there's two left.
There are 2 flyers left. One of them is at half speed, and the other one is wounded.
Yep. Let's
Because
try
you
to
did
drain
get the
both of
partial
them.
drain on one of them.
Yeah. I'll try to drain each one.
Okay, cool. Which one would you like to do first?
Let's do the half drained one first.
Okay. Yep, he's moving more sluggishly, and definitely is. I mean, that's just dramatic, but it'll be a touch attack.
+2 or no?
Yes, this one will be. Yeah, there's no sort of field around it.
Okay.
7 will be enough to hit.
Come on.
Huh.
And you don't get the extra 2, but 5 is enough to do half, and so that sends the other half in. Half down, other half down.
Hooray! All right, now I'll try to touch the other guy.
Hang on, I'm gonna see if he goes back.
Oh, I see.
Because he's at a -6. Because he was already at a -2.
Is he close enough to me for that penalty too?
No. You know what? Kind of, yeah, sure. It doesn't really matter. You got a critical fail. Actually, the one that you did. Let's see, where is that guy? Yeah, he's actually other half down. Ejects teleporter. Yeah, this one actually, the teleporter more or less just burns out. Like, it doesn't even teleport back. It just basically like implodes in on itself. And there's just this kind of missing module on its back. Second one.
Yeah, come on, sucker. Pow! Ooh.
No.
That will not touch.
You still... Did you... Oh, you didn't pay for your... Or were you going to pay for your... Keep your conviction going?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. I'll definitely pay for my conviction.
So, yeah, you can spend that. Yeah, you can spend that on that guy then.
To that roll. That'll hit.
So 9 is going to be a hit. Yep, that'll be a hit.
Hooray! Come on. Slow into me.
Then you got a D6.
Oh, no, that's not even any. Oh, I do get a D6, but
yeah,
it shouldn't
you got a 2 right
have
now.
2.
It'll be 2. It's okay. Yeah, I'm keeping track. That's okay.
Sorry.
Since that touch attack, yeah. 4, so that's 6. That will be half drain. Would you like to Benny that, or would you like to continue to just go with the half drain?
No, let's just go with the half drain. That's fine.
Okay. Second one is half drained. Okay. All right, the go stage is going to travel. Mary, would you like to trigger on the go stage as it travels?
Yeah.
Hit it.
Okay.
That the walking mines. That's all that I am here for, really.
Yeah,
You did a lot of prep though too, so it is going to make this is going to be at a -2 because it's basically overloaded with trying to figure out things.
Still enough to get exactly what we got last time.
Yep. But so we'll do half damage again.
Yeah. Can I use my conviction? I've got 3 of the things, so.
Can you use your conviction?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. If you want to use the conviction to maybe have it do more damage, or
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Might as well. I haven't used any the entire time we've had the ability to.
And since you're kind of out of like the chase and kind of off to the side, we'll maybe just have it so if you want to continue using your conviction, just every round you're in, you can spend a Benny to sustain it.
Yeah.
That way you're
the ones
not
in
kind
between,
of
it doesn't
out of.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And damage Bombi! I'll take that 25.
Plus the D6.
Plus the D6.
Plus you can use the 5 that's already there, so 30.
Oh yeah, let's just use that. Yeah.
30. Okay.
I'll take 30. Yeah.
Armor piercing 30.
Okay. And you you don't see it, Mary, obviously, because you're not very close. But those of you who are kind of in the chase see it get rocked to the side.
You hear me over the thing. Can I get
Out of control rolls.
It's not out of control. Not out of control, but it definitely has some more opaque on the shield. And it definitely does seem concerned. So it's going to take it's going to do a free action advance and an action to evade.
Mm-hmm.
So just no bonus on the going forward, but it'll get 1 square ahead, and then it will have a +2 on making the evasion.
Where are we?
-4.
Was
You
that
actually-
this right here?
You actually rolled the rift jumper.
Oh, I've been using Junaluska. Yeah, I've been using Junaluska for
Okay.
where you are.
Your piloting roll is...
I thought we were using this at first, but then.
No, that's just they're actually here now. That's the next time they will come into play.
Wait, which roll is what? Because you rolled rift jumper, and I think you mentioned roll.
The rift jumper, the first one is for moving forward. Oh yeah, and he didn't actually move forward because that was a failure. I forget that he's not a wild. And then the second one is for evasion. He spent he did the free action advance and action evade. Okay.
Spiky. Science.
Spike, you don't have a club.
I'm shocked, really.
Quite frankly.
But yeah, okay. So in order to get even remotely close, I can it'll take several races, right?
To get what?
To get close to the big thing again.
The stage?
To get, honestly, you're on the same square as the one robot, and it would just take a single success to get to the next. Okay. Yeah, it's basically the next square is a success, and 2 squares is a raise.
Okay.
Cards, but yeah.
Well, I will spend a penny to keep my conviction going.
Okay.
And I will. I would like to boost my athletics.
Okay. Boost your athletics and then move, essentially, like.
Yeah, because it does moving add just moving, right? The maneuvering.
Maneuvering, you can do it for free, or you can do it as an action. And if you do it for free, it doesn't cost or spend anything.
Right. Okay.
Did you get that? Did you get that chase reference chart?
Oh,
because it literally just has all of the options you can have.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Is that shared with me?
Yeah, I shared it on Drive because you can change position, you can evade, you can flee, you can force, you can hold steady, or you can ram.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed that.
Not going to be a lot of forcing and ramming with us not being in our own vehicles.
No, not really. No. Like, I mean, Buried Fish and Junaluska could maybe try to force, but it would be more of like a getting in its way type of force rather than, ramming.
It wouldn't be ramming off, it's just like getting it to make a wrong steer and crash into the side of the maybe it was a small rock.
going off in a different direction, causing it to have to
go up the side of the valley and flip over. I don't know.
Where is it? Okay. So if I do it as a free action, do I add a -2 if I were to do multiple actions in a turn?
If you take multi-action penalties, no. Free actions do not take multi-action penalties.
No.
Right. Then
free actions do not take multi-action penalties. That's actually something that I saw just recently in the Suede Core official answers. So no, if you want to do multi-action, your advance would not take as long as it was for free.
Okay, I would like to boost my agility or athletics, and then move, and then shoot.
Okay, so -2 on the boosted athletics, straight roll on the shooting, and straight roll on the.
I'll pay the 2
to offset multi-action.
Yep.
Okay.
Obviously not for the shooting, but
no, obviously, but that one's the scale penalty will take care of that.
So I will do. I'll pay the 4 to offset the 2, and Sorry, I didn't bring up the thing before.
You're probably going to do greater.
I'm going to do greater, yeah. So that'll be 4. So 8 all told. And let's Yannick. So 6. I'll
you have your conviction, though, right?
Plus conviction. Good call.
There's a raise.
10. I'll take a 10. I sure will. And
so raise, you get to re-roll every athletics roll you make once a turn you can re-roll, and it goes up 2 types. So you got a D8.
Yep, I have a D8. No, I have a I have a D10 because I had a D6 before for athletics.
Okay, I thought you had a D4 in athletics before. Sorry.
No, shooting.
Yep.
Shooting was the D4. Gotcha.
Correct. And I haven't changed that, so it'll just be a D4 -2. But
no, actually, it'll be just a straight D4 because it's
bigger.
So big, right? Yeah, awesome.
So you can make your athletics roll to move.
Yep. Let's do that. Watcha! So
That's
happy
enough.
in that.
If you're only moving
So
one card.
happy in that boost. I can get to him, right?
Yep.
Yes, yeah. So you can move 1 square forward, and then you can take your shot,
I will.
or not. I guess it's
Not-
technically
Card.
Mhm.
whatever.
Not square
You know.
card, but you're on the ace of
I'll
clubs.
move it. No worries. I'll move it.
I start on the ace of clubs, though. Damn.
So if you do get a club next turn, that's a really bad one to have start on. But
That's a bad
okay.
area. There's two clubs right next to each other. It's a dangerous area.
Who cares? I'll pay the 2 points to make it mega damn. Oh no. There's still like 2 rounds left on the first time I did that, right?
You're still running, yeah.
Yeah. So shooting. That's not very good, but I do get the conviction.
Yeah.
Yep.
All you
That's
need,
the whole point of it.
yep. You just need a 2. Don't roll a 1. There you go. That's a hit.
That's a hit.
Conviction, so worth it. It won't do much. Oh shoot, I should have rolled with the thing. Forgot.
That's all right. Just do a jump roll, and then we'll do damage. All
I'll
right.
take 38, please.
Oh my god.
Plus D6.
Plus another D6.
Plus D6, yeah.
Plus D6 conviction. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So everyone, I'd like you to meet my friend. 42 damage. Have you met?
Wow.
40.
That's, I don't think that's a new record yet. I think the current record is in the 50s.
All right.
That
That's
lightning rod has been awesome.
Right? Considering that I have a D4 shooting, that lightning rod has been the tits. Because I almost boosted my shooting, but I'm like, who fucking cares? It's a miss. Who cares? And then it's a hit, and I deal 1 billion damage.
So
We're close to shorting this shield out, I bet.
Since midnight is that close, he's essentially close enough to touch the Rift Titan's going to use his plasma flamer and miss.
And he rolled a 1.
Yeah, I'm not gonna re-roll to hit on that one.
Thank you.
But as a free action, he is going to try to fly forward after that.
Wait, did he just tank the 42 damage?
Oh no! I mean, it's definitely damaging the field. It's just that you would know from what the scientists told you that
I'm still hitting the
it
field.
takes a while to whittle it down. You would guess that you're maybe only doing half or maybe a quarter damage because it absorbs some of it and kicks the rest back.
I understand. Okay.
But it definitely it's opaque in several different spots now. You would guess that aiming at the sort of more opaque spots might be good.
True. Didn't think of that. Maybe I will next turn if it doesn't move.
Yep, that's a 0.
No, this is the Rift Jumper.
Wait.
But it does. Yeah, it has a penalty because it's at what's it called? It's half drained. Barry's Fish.
Barry's Fish is gonna try to finish this one off, maybe. You can certainly try. My aura that's making everything -2 for it.
Yes.
So I will.
And I guess that would have been an additional -2 on top of that. So
we'll.
Is that just its trait rolls and stuff, or does that count for
any roll that it makes that is
any roll? Okay, it's a roll.
Yeah, any trait roll, any damage roll,
so it does it, but it doesn't reduce their die. It doesn't reduce the parry. It doesn't.
And
reduce
it's
their
trait.
pace.
It is trait. So it won't be on damage,
Yeah, gotcha,
but it's
cool.
any attribute or skill check.
Cool. Okay.
So I will right up beside this guy and swing my massive Psi-Sword at it.
Yeah, it kind of dives to the ground.
I'm going to hold steady, so making myself vulnerable next round. Well, not vulnerable, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Just so I don't have the
sure.
penalty to
Yep, good call.
fighting.
Yep, because you are riding.
And here we go.
Spike and Midnight haven't had to worry about that because they're moving under their own power.
That is not going to hit.
That is not going to hit.
Well, I got a couple bennies left. We'll try one benny to re-roll that. But I know I need a 7 or something. I think so. Oops.
You're pretty sure 7 is what these guys are.
There we go.
Enough. So 21. Armor piercing 16. That is another wound. Shaken. I guess it didn't unshake. I forgot to make it unshake last turn, but that's okay. Piloting minus an
3.
additional 4. Minus an additional 4.
Okay.
Because it's got -2 from your thing, and it's -2 from being half powered.
Plus the wound, so it fails its piloting roll.
Yeah. So why don't you roll a 2d6, Mel?
I like 2d6s.
6.
Right in the
Distracted.
Distracted again.
Ha! So he's at a -6 to everything right now.
All right, then I will make.
Well, -7 when you consider the one wound that he's suffering from.
Then I'm going to try to catch up with the ghost stage with free action.
Okay. Yep. And you are.
I'll actually, in case it really tries to get ahead, I'm gonna jump ahead of it right now.
Okay, sure. That makes sense. Mary, you set off your Bombi. So we will get to the combat mages. This is where we will next kind of interact with folks. There's no rift site. Okay. Heal. So no clubs. Okay, Spike.
Lightning!
Oh yeah, it no longer has its.
And that seems like it's been working so far.
So far.
Do I pay my last Benny to keep the conviction going? Oh, that seems like
I've been having the same debate.
Yeah. I think I should not do that.
Alright. Sad. It was fun while it lasted.
It sure was, but...
You're unlucky, I get it.
Uh-huh. I need to keep one, at least. I wish I had started it by doing the conviction right at the beginning of the fucking thing. That would have been probably better. Anyway, I will, he's still on the same square as me, yeah, 'cause he hasn't moved. So I will, I would like to boost my shooting and then shoot him.
Okay. You'll pay the 2 to offset the multi-action, and then basically not take the penalty for the large.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So it's another -8. That, and let's cast little boosties.
You are one melty cactus.
Boosties. Got it.
Boom. 2 die types to shooting. Now you have a T8 in shooting.
And he gets to reroll once every time he gets one free reroll with it too.
Great.
Yep.
Each action.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Even with the D4 and shooting, I can at least be like, ha ha ha.
Watch you miss completely now that you have boosted your
Oh
shooting.
yeah, I know, right? It'll be great. I will, because I'm doing it with a -2. I haven't actually cast speed this whole thing.
No, but since it's large, you don't have the -2. You know, it's a straight.
And how many rounds would you say have passed? Because we're not just rounds; these are like a little longer or something, right? Or is it just rounds?
Yeah, I would say anyone who's got a duration of 5 on their stuff should probably spend now to
I'll just do
sustain
it now.
anything.
Yeah,
And Brandon, you've got duration of 10, so
that's true.
actually let's go the other way. If you've got a duration of 5, you would have had to sustain it already, and this will be second. Because we are traveling a little bit more than a round per turn, but we're kind of
Okay.
So I'll just pay.
Yeah, it's not
5.
I don't think Midnight has put anything up.
I'll just say I pay 5 because I have at least 5 things going in.
No, my lightning sphere just stays up until I'm incapacitated or put it down.
Okay, so yeah, Spike, you got the success, so
Yep, let's go ahead and lame.
You don't take any penalty, dude.
Oh right, because it's
multi-action, but it's large. So that is just a basic hit.
That's 5. Okay, cool.
You can get a free reroll regardless, but it is.
I do. I'm gonna try that because I forgot. Yep, whatever. That's fine. I will.
We have just a basic hit.
Yep. Where's the fucking thing? Once again, I forgot to use the attack thing here. Oh, fuck it, whatever. Roll damage. Okay. Just 16 this time. Probably not that useful. Oh well. That's
it still definitely hits it, and you could, but yes, it doesn't seem to take down nearly as much as you had before.
Yeah, much less impressive. No matter. I have completed my turn.
Buried's fish. Junaluska is still kind of riding with you too, more or less doing his things, but we're assuming that kind of what you're doing is
more important. He's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Speeding things up.
He's not necessarily the hero that you are. He was maybe helping you take on the robots and keep things distracted. So.
Maybe I'd wait until. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go on hold for now.
Okay. I forgot to redraw a card for Mary Arkham, but that's actually okay. Yeah, that still puts her first. So Mary.
Huh? Me go first? What? I can't.
Well, things are happening on your part of the world. Oscar, sitting next to you, monitoring the electronics, says, our defensive countermeasures, the defensive countermeasures that I set up have been deactivated, and we've got multiple contacts advancing on our position.
Wow, they didn't even wait. Sheesh.
And then Martina says, so Royal was right. They are going to betray us. And Erica says, well, not if we betray them first. And kind of shrugs. But it's kind of like the Mystic team seems to be approaching you guys. And the kind of the small booby-trapped minefield that Oscar had set up, it seems like they've dealt with it.
Lovely. Being said, can that minefield be activated manually?
he's not getting any readings from it, maybe. But it was mostly like, remote detonation charges that were set up on triggers rather than like conventional mines. He just got a bunch of like, small little plastic explosive charges and kind of placed them in opportune places to bring down trees and things like that. It was more just to create debris and difficult terrain than it was to, hurt people.
What to do. I have my mummy, but they definitely know the weakness of that.
You would guess there's probably at least one who does.
Yeah. All the zombies. That being said, like, what do we have around us right now? Like, are we just like in the?
You're kind of at the edge of like kind of a little bit of a butte, like kind of the rise at the edge of the valley. You are kind of in some trees and some brush, but I mean, the robot is sticking out above the level of the trees. It's tall enough. Yeah.
Well, guess we could just, wait, we know where they are?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's actually got them on scanners. Because, like, he's got them on, he's got their thermal readings, like, they're magic and they've got maybe invisibility and stuff, but they don't appear to be using it, It would appear that they didn't even, they're probably not even aware that that they've betrayed, that they're betraying.
Huh. Well, I guess we could just send a missile in their way, or a couple.
I mean, it's kind of up to you. I mean, like, you could communicate with Buried Fish over communications, but there's no telling how secure they are right now. So if you want to send it, I mean, it's yeah. So you're in the position to make the decision.
Yeah, we can't help you. We have no idea.
Mary would be all for just we've been warned that we are going to be betrayed. There are people looking like they are betraying us right now. So she's just trying to think, will I get in trouble if I just blow them up? Not from the people that we are being forced to work with, but the Tomorrow Legion.
Yeah, she's wondering, is Buried Fish going to be mad at me?
Pretty much. Fuck it, let's just blow them up.
You going to just blow them up?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe if we're lucky, the mines that they deactivated will go off too. That'd be funny.
That's a good. With that in consideration, Erica is going to. Yeah. She is going to fire 2 plasma mini missiles in the hopes of creating some fire and. Let's see. She doesn't have. She's an extra. I'll just pull up her deal here. Yeah, so we'll do. She's going to shoot 2 plasma mini missiles. For the purpose of this, she's going to aim them so that there's no shooting penalty.
Because. Second
one was a raise.
That is a good dang amount of damage.
Wow.
It's on fire.
Even with 2 ones. Actually, no, that's actually pretty bad for 76.
Yeah.
So we are going to put where's a good fire.
Yes, they are somewhere where they shouldn't be.
We're just going to say on fire. They did. She did get a raise on the plasma missile, so there's some fire started there.
It burns.
Cool. Yeah. Are you going to like? Do you want to make any preparations? Do you want to like? I don't know. I mean, you can't cast spells at the bad guys, but you could maybe cast spells on your allies or something.
Sure. Oh, let's all get all protected and shit. I say. So I'm going to like just. There's only like 4 of us, right? 4 or 5.
There's 4 of you. Yeah, there's Erica, Oscar, Martina, and you.
Yeah, I do not have. Damn it! I do not have a magic defensive thing.
Well, I
There's a
mean, you could
question.
boost their traits. I mean, you could boost their spirit. You could boost piloting or shooting or, I mean, you know, you don't necessarily like the robot itself is a fair amount of protection.
Yeah, it's true. So let's see here. So they can't actually be seen. Like we're all in the robot, so they can't be
Yes.
seen. So we're not going to be affected by sleep and that. And
well, there are some large large observation windows in the cockpit.
Oh yeah.
So but I mean, you could potentially put, you could close those you could shutter those and fly by wire. You do some other things, but I mean, yeah.
All right. So that's probably not going to kill all of them because we're not that lucky.
No, but it definitely starts fires, and it definitely created a lot of the difficult terrain the explosives were intended to do.
All right. Let's see here. I guess boosting all their traits to if they can be seen, then spirit's something that definitely needs to be increased.
Spirit? Okay. Yeah, boosting everyone's spirit would be good.
Because all magic effectively attacks spirit, or most of them do.
A high percentage.
Spirit and smarts, yeah.
Spirit and smarts. And these guys are engineers, so they got smarts at least.
Yeah, you would guess that the Erica is probably the least intelligent of the bunch, but she's also, she's not a fool herself.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to boost spirit?
Boost spirit. Let's see here. Greater. Might as well give him the greater. Greater boost. So 4 plus 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right then. I'm doing the greater if you can't.
Yes. So you'll get the reroll and potentially.
Yep. And I'm including myself in that, so.
So the 4 of you? Okay.
Yep. All right. Spell casting. Free reroll. Fucking hell.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, you've got bennies. You got 6 bennies. You could spend a benny.
Oh wait, I do, and I also will spend a benny to
sustain your.
To sustain the thing. It's been a while. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, good call. So just throw a D6 on there. See how that does.
Does that explode?
Yeah. Yeah, although it won't matter on either of those. Like, it's...
Yeah.
As long as you get a 2... Yeah, so, okay, you get a raise.
All right, it's a raise, so everyone gets +2 to their
spirit. Okay.
I'd say keep the mummy close in case that any of them try to do a intangibility, to just walk through the...
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay.
So is this like round or just
more or less? That's probably good. That's probably good for.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably good. And and Erica's kind of taking defensive, evasive maneuvers and trying to put distance between you guys. Midnight. There is one remaining rift jumper that is wounded and half drained. But you also saw heard some missile fire behind you, and the combat mages that are up ahead do not appear like their intentions are kind.
By the way, they're already turning on us. We haven't even fucking succeeded in doing what we're doing here. Incompetence.
Oh God. Okay, well, I think I will cast deflection on myself very dramatically. I've been
A
getting
little mid-air
flung
pirouette as you do it.
That's right.
You look like you're, in a Sailor Sentai type of show, doing a little aerial dance with lots of colors and.
Exactly. Get all the sparks going, and then I will attack the remaining bot with my sword.
Word.
Okay, first up, deflection. Oh, and I do want to pay for.
Oh, to keep the to
Yep.
keep the conviction running.
Yep.
All right.
Word. Ha!
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a raise on your deflection.
Perfect.
That'll be nice.
Now a nice little swing at him. Whoop-howdy.
No.
Plus a d6.
The D6 might do it. You need 3 more. There you go.
That is a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, you would have had a +2 from your sword as well, I believe. Your sword does +2 fighting.
Oh, you're
When it's
right.
active.
You're right.
So that would be a 10?
Not a raise.
Not quite a raise, but it's still a hit. Palpable hit.
Okay.
And then you can add 2 d6 exploding because you'll have your conviction and your electrical
Can we
field.
just use one of the bonus damage for one of them?
Yeah, that works. So 16 plus another d6. Yeah. 17, and that's armor piercing 6.
Yep.
Yep.
It's not a lot of it, but it's already shaken though, right? But that's a weird vehicle though, so it's different, right?
Yeah. So that was how many? 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
That is not going to do it.
No.
Not quite enough. He's got a little bit more armor.
How about my damage field?
Why don't you do your damage field?
No.
No.
Not enough.
He's not going to continue though. That is enough to short out his system completely.
Yay.
Doesn't have any so he's not necessarily dead, but like much like the others, like it seems to sort of like try to do the teleport thing, and it just basically burns out the teleporter, and it essentially just drops to the ground, carves a furrow out of the ground.
Hooray! What luck?
So, what are the chances that I know that stuff's up with these combat mages? I mean, we know that missiles were fired, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
and I sent over the radio after the missiles were fired.
Yeah, she would have said
Oh,
like
you said
something.
after.
Yeah.
So, maybe I go now.
Okay.
Are we? How far am I from the mages at this point? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, I would say that they are probably.
I'm ahead of the ghost car. The ghost.
Yeah, I would say the mages are coming up. The mages are maybe 2 or 3 cards ahead of where they're. Well, I'll just do this. I'll just make the track longer and put the mages on it. That seems like a reasonable.
Okay.
That's where they are.
Okay.
And you can see them like prepping some stuff, like one of them definitely has like some sort of transmutation circle laid down, and there are several others who are like, getting ready to work their magics.
Well, I'm going to go across the radio and say, quick opinions, contingency or not? Go.
What?
I'd say no, sir. We finished the job.
Oh, is it straight up down?
Because he's overconfident.
Yeah, you're overconfident. Does anybody else have opinions in that little split second before I take my action?
Spike, I mean, I'm not sure Spike even realizes that there's any sort of thing wrong. He's kind of focused on trying to blow this thing up or shoot this thing. So, I don't know anything else.
Junaluska does look over at you, and he does say run and make it look good, and then he ignites his Psi-Sword and starts swinging at you.
He does. He's close enough he can say it without over the radio, right?
He's saying it he's riding next to you on the horse. He says that without being on the radio.
Yeah, he says run, make it look good. Okay.
Yeah, run and make it look good, and then he draws his sword and starts swinging at you, and like anyone from a distance would think that he's swinging intentionally, but like his skill with the blade is such that he's not trying to hit you. Like,
all right, well I'm gonna make it look good by making a fighting roll to deflect his Psi-Sword with mine, and then I will. What's the closest option for A or B at this point?
Yeah, the A option is the closest option. Because the B was sort of like kind of a more out of the way.
Does that seem like still the best option to me to have everybody go to A?
Probably, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's either option is good. It's just A is closer.
So
I think is the easiest way to describe it.
I will just say checkpoint alpha, and then I'm gonna make it look good and fight Psi-Swords with my brother.
Been a long time since you got to do that.
Yeah, I thought the next time we do this, we'd actually be trying to kill each other, but
yeah, it looks real enough. And I mean, like again, he's such a good swordsman that he essentially guides his sword to clash. And, has his sword rebound back and, kind of nudges his horse to the side to make it, and before he can wheel around, you're probably already dashing away.
Yep, I'll just make a riding roll just to see here. Ooh, jeez.
Yeah.
I'm going to just use my last penny to make sure my riding roll is somewhat decent. There we go. We're making good time. We're out of here.
Yep. So Spike
we did our
can
part.
Probably fly of his own volition. Midnight, the one guy Alfriok that's with you, he kind of seems to see the writing on the wall, and he takes off in a different direction.
Ooh.
He doesn't leave with you guys, but he doesn't. It seems like he kind of also is not on the side of these betrayers, so he's going to take off. So why don't you guys all... Buried Fish made his maneuvering roll. Why don't Spike and Midnight, why don't you make some maneuvering rolls to escape? To kind of break off and get away from all of this.
Okay.
Ooh.
What is maneuvering? Athletics?
That's your athletic. Yeah, if you're under your own power, it's athletics. Yeah.
8. I will not reroll.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're good. You guys all are able to wheel off. Mary, as the robot is kind of like, the robot can actually rotate on its torso. So as it's essentially running away, it turns around to kind of spray some missiles in kind of the rear arc. And you're all able to make it a fair distance away before you kind of look back and see that they're still kind of like they kind of broke off chasing you and kind of went back to chasing the stage, but you see multiple more contacts emerging from teleportation, and you're far enough away that you can't see exactly what happens, but it's at least twice as many robots as emerged for you, and it doesn't seem like anyone gets out alive.
Oh no, your brother.
Hopefully he made it out.
See,
we'll find out in the
you're
future.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
look, you turned on the group that had the best anti-robot person. You fucking moron.
Idiots.
But you do see, kind of, once they get around to where the shifter is, the battle's still kind of going, and the shifter opens up a giant portal. And the robots don't go through it, but he's able to open it up right in front of the stage, and the stage goes through the portal. The portal closes, and then the robots essentially just decimate everyone who's there, likely including the shifter.
Huh. Well,
So there's potentially no telling where it went, but it went through a portal that the shifter opened, and it looked like, with your scanners, because you're watching probably through the STS, it looks like it was probably some sort of ritual portal that was set up ahead of time.
Huh. Well, hope their boss got it, I guess. That was...
So you guys are kind of at your alpha. I guess we're essentially out of combat now. You're out of your kind of alpha. You're at your alpha reconnoitre zone.
Yeah, rendezvous point.
Let's go over to here. Once you're there, the Oscar and kind of once you guys have all joined up, Oscar and Erica and Martinez do tell you guys that, like, Mr. Royal told us that they're pretty sure that we're going to get betrayed and that he can't really be seen being involved. We weren't supposed to talk about it until the betrayal was done, but to keep on our toes. It appears that the people who hired Royal were intending to betray him as well. He's gone. He said he was going to be taking his leave shortly after we embarked on our journey.
Mm-hmm.
He did leave behind some payment, in so much as he assumed that if we returned intact enough to receive payment, that the rest of the group would not.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he left the vast majority of the payment that was set aside for everyone, which is a not insignificant sum that I'll calculate at some point. But he did say that you're going to have to watch your backs, like the people who sent him to find you guys. There was more at work than just finding, a cyber knight. There were machinations. There were lots of machinations, and it was more than just the ghost stage. But other than that, there's not a lot. When you get back, if you go back to the Truth or Consequences, the group of robot pilots and power armor pilots that were there for the capture team, they're still there. They would be curious where Mr. Royal is and where their payment is. Answers which they'll probably never get.
Sorry.
But other than that, so you're more or less, you kind of have no more answers than you started with. Barrett's Fish isn't really, Barrett's Fish would guess that his brother is not quite as intent on killing him, but probably no less an enemy.
We'll cross paths again.
Potentially, if he wasn't going to be, if he wanted to stop being your enemy, he probably would have went with you.
Yeah.
But maybe, maybe somewhere deep down his code of honor, he just, he's not gonna, he may be a wily hornswoggling Krugger, but he's not he's not going to stab somebody in the back, and he's not going to betray someone just to betray them. So there's hope.
There's hope.
But, and you would guess that, maybe he's more of a minor enemy, and whoever was trying to get him to do stuff is maybe another minor enemy that you don't even know about yet.
Yeah, well, there's definitely...
Because you foiled plans. But for now, yeah, he's still your enemy. The next time we cross blades, it will be in anger.
Could be. But maybe I'll make another 23 persuasion roll, and we'll... you never know.
And you'll go ballroom dancing instead.
Yeah.
Just like crunch and stuff wise, that would be, everyone would get an advance from that. You definitely took on some pretty substantial threats and emerged victorious. Once again, Midnight almost died.
Yep.
And yet did not.
What are your luck, man?
Midnight actually died. High Noon keeps surviving.
Yep.
Still kicking.
So everybody gets an advance. I will figure out some payment. It will probably be a medium to high level type armed assault type thing. So I'll figure out that. And then when we play again, I will have more to do. Potentially stay in this part of the Americas, going back up to New Durango and doing some things for them, or going search. Not sure yet.
Good fun. But yeah, we'll figure that out next time on Risk for Savage Worlds.
Hopefully,
yeah. We'll be we've been playing on Roll20. Check them out at roll20.net for virtual tabletoping needs. And then, besides playing any other potential role-playing game that you're interested, if you want to play some Savage Worlds, go check out peginc.com, Pinnacle Entertainment Group's website, peginc.com. You can also get the Riffs for Savage Worlds books, physical or PDF there as well. And for all kinds of great Palladium lore stuff from the original creators over at Palladium Books, go to palladiumbooks.com. Next week, or the week after, whichever time we get together again, we will be starting a brand new side campaign with Deadlands Lost Colony. We'll be running that and flipping back and forth between that campaign and this one. I'll be running that one, so check us out for that one. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.